Shotgun, steps back, looking to throw. He's got Calder on the left side. Calder spins, makes the catch on the sideline at the 30, and he's brought down at the 25.
Rich Rebel football is on.
Carlson drops back, pressure comes, he's hit in the end zone, brought down, and it's a safety. Kenan Clark brought the heat up the middle.
After an 11th consecutive appearance in the semifinals, the Rebels return to the gridiron looking to take it back to the next level and return to the top.
Goes to the right, and Aaron Smith steps in, picks it off. He brings it down near the 20.
The title hunt rolls on as the Rebels run through the 2017 season with a reloaded roster and their sights set on a 7th football championship trophy.
Takes the snap, looks left, looks back right, throws down the right sideline. He's got Osler in the end zone. Caught, he bobbled it, but he pulls it in. Touchdown, Rebels.
Get ready, Rebel football fans, and join us for Rich High School football on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
Finds Giles. He makes the catch, but he's immediately brought down. That was Porter Weston out there.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by T-Bar S Body Shop Technoglass of Evanston, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, Westar Printing in Evanston, the Wind River Hotel and Casino of Riverton, Wyoming, Edwards Furniture in Logan, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, and by mylocalradio.com.
Anderson with a nice throw over the outside shoulder where only Calder could get it.
And now, Rebel fans,
throws picked off by Jordan Cook.
Put the kids to bed, tie up the horses, and turn up the volume as we head to the gridiron to join the play-by-play voice of the Rebels, Ryan Steineckert.
Good afternoon, Rebel fans, and welcome to Rich Rebel Football on KADQ. Today, the Rebels take on the Parowan Rams. We're back at home, a team the Rebels have not faced in a bunch of years. We'll tell you more about that as part of our pregame show, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We'll hear from her, and then we'll set the scene for today's game of Rich Rebel football on KADQ FM 98.3 and watch live on mylocalradio.com.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Aaron Smith. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High School Football on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, and online at mylocalradio.com.
Rolene Kennedy of Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is your Rich County representative. The mother of 5 Rich High graduates and grandmother of 3 more graduates in the making, Rolene is here for you. She's a recipient of GM's highest salesman honor, the Mark of Excellence Award winner, meaning she provides you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, your Rich County representative.
Go Rebels!
We're back on the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show, and we've got an exciting battle this afternoon for you on the gridiron as the Rich Rebels host the Parowan Rams. Not a region game, but it is a 1A classification game as the Rebels look to get back on the winning track after starting the season. The first 4 games almost midway through, Rich just 1-4. Today's 1-3, excuse me. Today's scene set is brought to you by Lazy S Ranching, encouraging you to eat more beef and cheer on the Rebels. It's a chilly afternoon. Wind coming in from the north. A lot of coats, a lot of blankets, a lot of sweatshirts out here today to watch the Rebels take on the Rams. And Parowan coming up from a little bit warmer temperatures down south. Our current temperature here in Randolph, 52 degrees. We're looking for a temperature around 50 at kickoff time, 4 o'clock, about 40 minutes from now. Parowan Rams down in the south end zone doing some warm-up drills. The Rebels in the north end zone running through some passing drills. And this will be an interesting matchup. These teams haven't met for a long time, and we'll tell you more about that here in just a bit on our scene set, brought to you by Lazy S Ranching. Eat more beef and cheer on the Rebels. Rich, last time out was at Milford. And the Rebels had a good game. They kept the Milford offense in check. That was a Milford offense that had been scoring 52 points per game. The Rebels limited them to just 21. One of those came on where a false start by the officials was missed, and Bryson Barnes went deep down the sideline to Cole Wilson, or down the middle of the field to Cole Wilson for a 75-yard touchdown drive, a 54-yard pass and catch. Milford, their offense was very good, and the Rebels kept them in check for the most part, just the 21 points. Rich had 2 opportunities, one where they got down to the 6-inch line, another time they had it first and goal at the 10. Though neither of those opportunities the Rebels were able to score or put any points on the board, and those 2 made a big difference in the ball game. One of them came in the first half that would have brought the Rebels to within 14-0 or within 14-7 had they scored and made the extra point. Then in the second half, when they failed from the 10-yard line, it would have actually tied the game had they made the extra point. They were down 14-7 at that point. So Rich had their chances against Milford, but couldn't quite finish. And we'll talk about that a little bit more on our keys of the game. That will be one of our keys of the game, brought to you by Epic Recreation, is to finish today. The Rebels have got to take advantage that we've seen them struggle a little bit at times against Westside, against Bear Lake. They struggled against Milford. In all their losses this season, they've struggled to finish, punch it in, and take advantage of opportunities when they've had them. Now the Parowan Rams, looks like, without breaking down too much or watching any film, they have finished. They beat Altamont to start the season 53-0. Now that's an Altamont team that beat Monticello last week 15-13. So this definitely is not a Parowan Rams team to overlook. They lost 14-13 to 2A Milford. Beat Calvary Chapel, Nevada 72-0, and then a couple weeks ago beat Layton Christian 48-0. Their defense, the Rams' defense, has allowed 1 touchdown this season. The other score that Millard had came on a kick return, and their other 3 games have been shutouts. So this is a solid Parowan Rams team. Average score is a victory, 47-4. The one caveat, I guess, would be that if you look at their competition, now Altamont has started this season 4-1, but they beat Lyman, which out of Wyoming, not the most solid team. They beat West Wendover, Nevada, not a great team. Wayne still building the program, and then beat Monticello. So they do have a win against one decent team in Monticello, but if you look at the other teams they've played, Calvary Chapel, I couldn't even find Calvary Chapel on the Nevada High School Athletics Association site. And Layton Christian, we know, has been struggling immensely the last couple of weeks, losing to Milford and Parowan 42-8 and 48-0. Excuse me, I said 42-8. It was 42-0 against Milford, 48-0 against Parowan. So not sure exactly what to think and how these teams will match up. Parowan will have a size advantage. They don't have a lineman under, I think, 190 pounds, which is about the size of the Rebels' biggest lineman. And so there's a size advantage for the Rams. Their running back, a guy by the name of Porter Miller, 6'2", 225, and that's no joke. We'll get a shot of him a little bit later on. He is one big boy running the football. And for sure, Parowan's got a solid defense, and they can score a lot of points. Here's one other thing about the Parowan Rams. They do not pass the ball. So far this season, their quarterback, number 44, Porter Wood, has attempted 12 passes in 4 games. They're running the football 93 to 94% of their offensive snaps. This is going to be a run, grinded out, pounded out football game, and the Rebels better win it on the line of scrimmage. Looking back at the history between these two teams, it was 2007 the last time Rich faced Parowan. In 2007, the Rebels beat the Rams 6-0 in the quarterfinals. They beat them 2 years before in 05. They beat them in 04 in the quarterfinals, 54-6. And going back to 02 was the first time that I could find. Again, my records go back to 85, and I couldn't find any other times that Rich and Parowan have played other than those 4. In 02, 04, 05, and 07, the Rebels are 4-0 in those 4 games against Parowan. So Rebels, according to my records, have not lost to Parowan. We'll see if they can keep that streak going today. It's going to be a tough sledding for the Rebel football team. So a few fans over across the way. Again, a breeze coming in from the northwest. Some dark clouds over the Crawford Mountains across the way, but I think those are moving the other direction, and we're hoping for some dry conditions throughout the rest of the afternoon, or at least for the next few hours, as Rich takes on Parowan here at Rich High School. Parowan comes in at 3-1, and the Rebels at 1-3, needing to get back in the winning track. That's what it looks like here at the field. This scene set has been brought to you by Lazy S Ranching, encouraging you to eat more beef and cheer on the Rebels. We're about 30 minutes away from game time and today's opening kick, but first we'll catch up with former Rebel On the Mound Valley Cattle Company's Where Are They Now? That's coming up just after the break on the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show here on The Wildlife, KDQ FM 98.3, and watch live online at mylocalradio.com. When it comes to hard things in life, don't say, why me? Just say, try me. Remember, it's the tough things that make us the strongest. The cattle ranchers at Laziest Ranching are proud supporters of the youth in our community. Sim, Joe Jean, Carol, and Millie Weston, along with Sim Jr. and Maggie, remind everyone to eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels. That's right. Eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Coverage of Rich High School sports is also being made possible by Delmas Equipment, repairing equipment for over 20 years, farming equipment assembly, and custom fabrication. The Thompson Ranch. Brian and Becky Thompson, promoting student learning and success in all areas. And Western Ag Credit, reliable credit for all things agriculture.
Welcome back to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show. Today, the Rebels hit the midway point of the 2017 season as they take on the Parowan Rams here at home. We're about 25 minutes away from our opening kickoff, and it's time now to catch up with Rebel alum Nellie Brown, who graduated from Rich High School. I don't know if I can tell you that. We'll find out on the interview. This portion of the Rolene Kennedy pregame show is called Where Are They Now? It's brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. We'll be right back with Nellie Brown on this broadcast of Rich Rebel Football on Rebel Radio and online at mylocalradio.com. Founded in 1997, the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho serves Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming and is proud to sponsor the students and staff at Rich High School. The Mound Valley Cattle Company is established on the foundation of hard work, commitment, and perseverance, knowing that every individual on the team must give their best for the team to succeed. The same principles that students and athletes at Rich High School are learning today that will help them lead tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614. We're on the Mound Valley Cattle Company. Where are they now? And this week we're talking with Nellie Brown. I've been sworn to secrecy on mentioning the year of graduation, so we'll just say Nellie graduated from Southridge High School just a few years ago. Nellie, thanks for your time today.
Thank you. Yeah, back when dirt was young. Yeah.
You can't possibly be that old, but Nellie, I think a lot of people know where you are now, but let's just ask anyway, where are you now?
I'm living in Lake Town, working at Rich Middle School, teaching English to the 7th and 8th graders.
What got you into teaching English?
I loved reading, I enjoyed writing, and wanted to share my passion, see if I couldn't help kids be better prepared for college than I felt like I was when I went to college.
You married someone who obviously has a passion for reading and writing as well, right?
I did. He also has an English degree. His English isn't quite as correct as mine most of the time, but he does make more money at it than I do, so...
As long as he realizes to say, yes, dear, and you're right, dear, then you're both happy, right?
Exactly. If only I could train him to do that, that'd be perfect.
How did you guys meet?
We actually met in the Netherlands. We were serving LDS missions there, but we didn't really know each other or like each other very much there. We came back and went to BYU. We were both in the English program, and then we were working at the MTC together, and so we spent a couple of years with a lot of similarities, a lot of similar interests, a lot of time together, and that's about all it takes to figure out, oh, maybe we do have a lot in common, and so that's where it ended.
How long have you been teaching here at Rich Middle School?
This is year 10, so started later in my career. I worked at Novell. After I graduated with my teaching degree, I also had a writing, editing degree, and so I worked at Novell as a technical writer for about 7 years. And then we left the state, and I raised kids, and then we came back here, and the opportunity came available, and I thought, well, now I can work that passion. So
you mentioned loving to read. Give me a couple of your favorite books.
Oh, there are so many. I don't know that I'd have a favorite. Kids ask me what my favorite is, and it's like, I have a list of about 200 or 300 or 400, so I don't know that I could pick a favorite. But I do love young adult books. Fantasy is a big genre that I like a lot. We've kind of gotten into the dystopian a little bit with the Hunger Games series and some of those. My new favorite genre has been steampunk, so I'm kind of exploring that. So it's just fun to see what's out there.
You've probably had a few minutes to read as you traveled from Rich to Duchesne or Tabiona or to Richfield 100 times, following your girls around in sports. Tell me about your family.
I have 4 daughters. The oldest played sports. She graduated a number of years ago, I think in 2011. And then my second daughter was in drill team, and she graduated in 2012. And then Lilia a couple of years ago in 2016. And she played sports, and now my baby's she's a sophomore, and she's into sports. So, yeah, we do quite a bit of traveling. My husband, growing up in Bountiful, he said our farthest team away was like 15 minutes, and he said that was a horrific drive. And then we move here, and we're, all over the state and out of the state. So I do listen to a number of books on tape as we're traveling, or I'll have somebody read to me, or we'll read to each other, and that's great, too, so.
We're on the Mound Valley Cattle Company. Where are they now? With Nellie Brown, a 19-something graduate of South Rich High School. Nellie, what were you involved with at South Rich?
I did some volleyball. I was horrible at it. I still can't serve overhand, and I was practicing with Ellie a couple of weeks ago and realized that it has been a couple of years anyway since I played. I also did drill team and cheerleading, so.
So where did, I know Lilia and Eliane, where did they get that athletic ability if it wasn't from you?
Well, I have to say it was from me, just I wasn't as nearly developed as they've had the opportunity to be. Their father did a little bit of football, but he got injured. So they get their injuries from him and their ability from me.
What do you remember, or what are some fond memories you have of South Rich High School?
I remember, it was always fun doing homecoming. It was always fun, the competition, the rivalry with Northridge. We always enjoyed that. That was a great thing. We did a lot with yearbook. We just always had a good time, and it was a small school, so you got to know everybody. The teachers knew you. Sometimes that was a bad thing because they knew you a little too well. But you just knew everybody. All of the community came out and supported us. Which is, I think, one of the things we enjoy about being back here now is that community support and the small town feel.
You mentioned the rivalry. That's gone now, obviously. Do you think it's been a good thing to have the consolidation?
I think it has. I think both the north side and the south side were getting small, and I think we have opportunities now with a little larger size to advance and to help our kids in school, having some of the programs that we have now. That's been a huge benefit, a huge bonus for our kids. So I think it's been good. I think it revitalized the schools, both schools here and on the south end. And I think it's brought us together as a county instead of that rivalry. Now we're one whole county, and I think that's been a good thing because we are close and we live close, and there's been a lot of intermarrying over the decades. And so why not be one big county, one big community? So.
Is there anything else you think we should touch on?
I just think we've got a great school system, got a lot of good teachers, some good administration going on. So I think it's a great opportunity for our kids, and they have the opportunity to graduate with an associate's. They have the opportunity to get, through the BATC program. They can get a lot of credits there. We've got a strong sports program. We've got a strong music program. And so I just think it's a great school, a great community support, great place to be.
Nellie Brown on the Mound Valley Cattle Company. Where are they now? 1982 graduate of South Rich High School. And Nellie, thanks so much for your time. And if you're looking for Nellie, if you want to say hi, she's at every volleyball match, I think. Right, Nellie?
Just about, yeah. If I'm not, it's a surprise. So, and most football games, if I can make those too. And we also like the basketball, so it's fun to watch and support the kids. We go to the musicals. We try and support the kids even if our kids aren't in it, just because, once they come through my class, they're mine. So go see all my students from all the years. So
thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Nellie, for joining us on Where Are They Now? Brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Stay tuned. We'll take a quick break, and when we return on the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show, we'll visit with the coaches of today's teams on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show of Rich Rebel Football on KDQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. The Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming has teamed up with the Riverton Golf and Country Club to bring you great golf getaway packages for the whole family. Come for a couple of days, golf, eat, relax, tour the Wind River Indian Reservation, and enjoy the Native American tribal dancers. Pet rooms are available so you can bring the whole family and stay. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604.
When you need bodywork or a windshield replacement, it can be as simple as dropping your vehicle off and picking it up a couple of days later. T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston works directly with your insurance company to save you time and hassle. We know it isn't convenient to have a vehicle in the shop. That's why we work hard to repair and restore as quickly as possible to get you back on the road. Make it hassle-free. Let T-Bar fix your car. T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Stop in today for a free estimate. 515 County Road.
You're listening to Rich High Rebel Football on KADQ FM 98.3. This is Rebels coach Ashley Brown on the Pregame Coaches Show, and we're just 20 minutes away from kickoff here on KADQ.
Welcome to the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. The Rich Rebels come in at just 1-3, while the Parowan Rams are the opposite, 3-1. But the only opponent that's really tested them was 2A Millard, and they lost that game 14-13. Meanwhile, the Rebels have played 4 good opponents to start this season, and a 5th good opponent today in Parowan. No one sees the game the way the coaches do, so we'll take a few minutes to visit with opposing coach Carter Miller, and then we'll talk to Rebel headman Ashley Brown and get his thoughts on today's game. We'll be back after this from Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care on this broadcast of Rich Rebel Football and the Wildlife with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Ryan Steineckert with Carter Miller, head coach of the Parowan Rams. Coach, thanks for your time today.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me about yourself a little bit. Where'd you grow up? Where have you coached?
I grew up in St. George. I graduated from Pineview High School and then played 2 years at Dixie College and was a grad assistant there for a year. And then I went to Dixie where I was an offensive coordinator for about 8 years, and then went to Canyonview where I was defensive coordinator for about 8 years.
The Flyers, the Falcons, now the Rams.
Yeah, and I love it. I love Parowan. It's a great place, great community. I love it here. So,
you seem to have turned things around, at least from the last couple of years. Some struggles, already 3 wins this year in 4 games.
Yeah, I don't know if it was as much me or as the kids. We just got some great kids. They work hard and they're believing in our system and what we're doing, and it's fun to watch.
You mentioned what you're doing, and from what I can see, stats online, you're running the ball 94% of the time.
Yeah,
you don't pass much.
Yeah, and that's even coming from an old quarterback. I played quarterback in college, and I like to run the ball. I like to run it. So,
is that based on the personnel that you have, based on what you've done in coaching? Why do you like to run it so much?
Just based on, winning football. I mean, you look even in the NFL, the team that plays great defense and bend but don't break, and then the team that rushes the ball the best, they're usually the ones that win. So I go with those statistics and try to play that way. And when you run the ball, you can have anyone do it, whereas the pass the ball, you got to have specific tools in order to pass the ball. So
defense has been a strong point for you so far. You told me just the other day, and you look at the stats again, your defense has allowed just 1 touchdown.
Yeah, and it's our defense is very simple. I'm a big believer in kids that don't have to think. When the ball snaps, they're going to find the ball and tackle it. And so we don't do anything fancy. We just have a bunch of guys that fly to the ball. Maybe
sound like a cliche, but is it a thunder and lightning type situation at running back with Porter and then Ethan?
Yes, that's absolutely what I would call it. For those people that remember those days, yeah, the Giant days, yeah. So, yeah, Porter Miller's our downhill runner, and Ethan's definitely our speed. So,
both those guys averaging at or above 10 yards per carry. I mean, you're really moving the ball.
Yeah, and we got a great 5 in front of them as well that are doing a great job opening holes. But it's hard to stop when you got somebody running inside as big as Porter is, and then you got somebody outside as fast as Ethan. So it's hard to stop.
It's been a few years since the Rebels played the Rams. Are you familiar with the Rich Rebels and what they do?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if it was 3 years ago, but I went to the Centrum and watched them beat Diamond Ranch, and I thought that was the coolest thing I've ever seen, because Diamond Ranch came in and thought they were all that, and Rich just laid it to them. I have a lot of respect for Coach Brown and what he's done here, and there's great kids here that work hard and hit hard, and I'm excited to be here.
What do you guys need to do to beat the Rebels today?
Run the ball and don't give up any big plays. So that the same things we always do. Is just run the ball and get first downs and not give up any big plays on defense.
Anything else we should touch on, Coach?
No, that's it. I appreciate your time and all you do.
Carter Miller of the Parowan Rams, thanks for your time and good luck today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach Miller. We're only about 15 minutes away from kickoff and today's action, and you're tuned in to the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. Coming up on the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show, we'll visit with Rebel head coach Ashley Brown on Rich Rebel Football on Rebel Radio and online at mylocalradio.com.
We sell fun. Come see and feel the fun when you shop at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. You and your family will have fun year-round, in the water with personal watercraft, in nature driving your side-by-side or riding your four-wheeler, or in the mountains on your snow machine. It's always fun at Cache Honda Yamaha, no matter what the season is. Our showroom is full of inventory to choose from. Start having more fun today. Visit Cache Honda Yamaha between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91. We sell fun.
When you're buying and selling real estate, you want to work with an agent that knows the area and understands property values. You want to work with an agent that listens to what you're looking for and knows how to find it for you. And it's important to know all of your options. That's why it's smart to work with the best. Gary McKee and the agents at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah, helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 25 years. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you're working with the best. Visit bearlakerealty.com today. Welcome back to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show. We're in the middle of the Coaches Show, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. An early chill is in the air this afternoon. We actually got some snow last night as the Rich Rebels prepare to host the Parowan Rams today. It's a 1A classification, not a region game for either team, but both teams really looking for that win today, especially the Rebels, who are just 1-3, looking to get back on the winning track. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with Rebel head coach Ashley Brown on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
It's the September Sell-a-thon going on now at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. The time to buy is now. How about over $12,000 off a 2017 Silverado, or 0% financing for 72 months, or up to $3,500 in customer cash? Receive up to 20% off select models at the guaranteed lowest prices. It's the September Sell-a-thon going on now at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
Ryan Steineckert with Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebels. Coach, as always, thanks for your time today. What did you think about your team's performance at Milford last Friday?
Obviously, Milford's a little better team than what we played the week before, but I thought our kids, they battled. We did some really good things again, and we just missed some opportunities that we needed to get the ball in the end zone, and if we would have, I think it would have been a little different outcome.
Milford did at least what Coach Marshall told me he wanted to do, was get a lead early and force you guys to play from behind and get out of your offensive game plan.
Yeah, that's an area that we're not great at is coming from behind, just for the fact of what we do offensively, and Milford was able to score 2 early touchdowns on us, and then we came out of the second half and marched it down their throat and scored, and then we got the momentum back, and we were moving it again, and we just didn't get the ball in the end zone when we needed to.
You got to be happy, at least I would think, if you look at what they had done in the 3 games before you, 52 points a game. You hold them to 21.
Yeah, defensively, I thought we were very good. They got 2 long passes, which, that's something that we got to make sure doesn't happen again, is the big plays. But, other than that, I thought we held our own as far as as far as defensively. I thought we had kids in the right spots. We just didn't make plays on too long passes, and that's something we got to learn from, and hopefully we do, and hopefully we continue to get better.
How do you fix it? I mean, you had 2 possessions where you got down inside their 10 and couldn't score. What do you do in practice this week to focus on that and improve that?
One thing is it seems like we get down there and for some reason we relax before we get the ball in the end zone, and then somebody will miss a block or we don't go the right place as far as our backs. It's just always something different, and that's just something that we got to do better. Is we got to be more mentally tough, and when we get down there, instead of relaxing, we got to make sure that we give everything we got and get the ball in the end zone.
If you look at the way Milford was scoring the ball and then compare that with what Parowan, your opponent for this Friday, is doing, Parowan looks like they may be a step above Milford as far as their offense and defense.
Yeah, they do things totally different. Milford obviously love to pass, and Parowan's just the opposite. They're more like us. They put the ball on the ground more, and it's something that we haven't seen a whole lot of. Most of the teams we played so far have been pretty balanced. So, we're going to have to make sure that we get kids in the right spot to make those plays when they're running the football.
Is their base offense like a wishbone? Is it an option? What do what they do?
It's option, but it's an offset eye is what it is. And so they have 3 backs in the backfield like we do, but they're offset to one side, and then they run an overload with their line. So it's something a little different than what we've seen and something that we'll have to prepare for.
Have you gotten an idea of the size that they have and how you'll stack up with them?
They got a really big back. I'm sure he's probably around 215 or so, and he moves well. Their line is pretty good size, so they probably have us outsized as far as across the board. But that's happened to us in the past. That's just something that we're going to have to make sure that we deal with.
You found some success against Milford in what looked like a counter play. Kenan Clark got a big bunch of yards on a bunch of carries against Milford. Is that something that we just hadn't seen as much? You found some success with it against Milford?
Milford just did a really good job of rallying to the football, so that different direction worked well for us, and then we were able to hit Kenan in the flat a few times as far as passing the ball when it looked like we were going to run it, and so the play action worked well for us. So those are things we're going to continue to work on, and and then we got to make sure that we are more consistent as far as our blocking, and hopefully we can get the ball in the end zone.
The mentality of the guys is pretty positive right now?
Yeah, they understand that we had our chances on Friday. We just didn't get the job done, and and that's something that we got to change because we're running out of time. But they're still very upbeat. They still understand that they're a good team when they do things the way that they're supposed to, and so we just got to continue to become more consistent. And if we do that, I think when we get to the end, we should have a chance to do something in the playoffs.
Did that give you some confidence being that close with Milford as far as looking at what they had done and looking forward to the playoffs?
Yeah, we knew going in that Milford had kids that had lots of experience. They had lots of seniors, which, that's where your leadership comes from. So we knew going in that it was going to be a tough game and that we'd have to play well. And, and hopefully our kids seen that they can play with Milford and we could meet them again in the playoffs. So hopefully they'd have confidence if we did.
Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebels, thanks for your time. Good luck Friday against Parowan.
Okay, thank you.
This has been The Coaches Show, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. We're down to crunch time as this thing kicks off in less than 10 minutes. You're tuned in to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show of Rich Rebel football on KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com. Rolene Kennedy of Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is your Rich County representative. The mother of 5 Rich High graduates and grandmother of 3 more graduates in the making, Rolene is here for you. She's a recipient of GM's highest salesman honor, the Mark of Excellence Award winner, meaning she provides you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, your Rich County representative.
Go Rebels!
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for. You've been tuned into the pregame show brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative for Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We've got the Pugstone Sporting Green Scene, the Epic Recreation Keys to the Game, and the Laketown Ledger coming up after the break on Rich Rebel Football on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3 and online at mylocalradio.com.
It doesn't matter what season you visit Bear Lake. Make sure you always stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods. You'll find lots of great quality inventory at low prices, including guns and ammo. During the winter, you can rent cross-country skis, snowshoes, and buy your ski passes to Beaver Mountain. Pugstones is always the best place to get information about the area and purchase your hunting or fishing licenses. Everything you need with one stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods at the four-way stop in Garden City.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show. The Rich Rebels taking on the Parowan Rams this afternoon. A cool one. We had this fall hit last week, and it was from Tuesday nice to Wednesday not so nice. A little bit of snow last night.
Make this winter epic when you rent from Epic Recreation in Garden City, Utah.
A little bit of snow last night in Evanston. I had a little snow on my rooftop this morning when I got up, but none here in Randolph. It has been chilly, though. Temperatures right now about 50 degrees, and wind coming out of the northwest about 15, maybe 20 miles an hour is a cool, cold wind. And so that's your conditions here. We'll tell you a little bit more about it on your green scene, brought to you by Pugstone Sporting. Winter, summer, spring, or fall, Pugstones has it all. Field looks pretty good. Some brown patches right near midfield from 40 to 40. Good crowd here today. Parowan Rams and Rich Rebels, similar colors. Rams with the same blue, but they've also got the yellow on the jerseys, and they'll be in white, the white shirts today, blue pants, and blue and yellow helmets. Rebels in the blue helmets, blue shirts, gray pants today for this home game. Rams come in at 3-1. They've blown out 3 opponents, and they had a tight loss against 2A Millard, 14-13. Good crowd here today. A lot of Rebels down this sideline to my left and to the right as well. A few Parowan Rams have made the trip. There's a lot of blankets and sweatshirts and coats and people trying to stay warm, trying to figure out innovative ways to keep that wind off on a breezy afternoon here in late September. Rich and Parowan, a lot of long sleeves on the players as they'll try to keep themselves warm as well. And I guess that's about it for our Pugstone Sporting Green Scene. Winter, summer, spring, or fall, Pugstones has it all. They're your Bear Lake all sporting goods shop, including great information, winter recreation rentals, and much more at Pugstones Sporting in Garden City at the four-way stop. Time for your Laketown Ledger, brought to you by the town of Laketown. Mayor Sim Weston, council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White. And looking back, I could find 4 times when Rich has played Parowan over the course of the last about 20 years or 30 years, I guess, going back to 1985. My records go back, and I found 4 times when Rich has played Parowan. A couple of times in the playoffs, in the quarterfinals. Rich had no trouble in 2004, 54-6 win. In 2002, during the regular season, a 49-13 win. But then 2 games have been close. 2005, the Rebels won in the regular season 13-10, and in 07, the Rebels won 6-0 in the quarterfinals. So they've had a couple of close games, a couple of blowouts for the Rebels. But Rich, from what I could find, 4-0 against the Parowan Rams. And Parowan has been down in 1A playing 1A football for the last couple of years. In 2016, so last year they went just 3-6, 0-4 in the 1A South. They did not make the playoffs. Same the year before, 0-4 in the 1A South, no playoffs after a 2-7 season. In 2A, they fared a little bit better in 2014, going 3-7 and losing in the first round of the playoffs. Similar story in 2013. I couldn't find any state championships in Parowan's history, but this year, boy, they're looking like they could be at least a state champion contender as they have started this season 3-1. They're scoring an average of 47 points per game, allowing just 1 touchdown defensively so far this season. Parowan looks like a very tough team, and if the Rebels want to keep that 4-game win streak alive against Parowan, Rich is going to have to come out and play real well today. So again, that's your Laketown Ledger. Rebels 4-0 in those 4 matchups I could find against Parowan. Brought to you by the Mayor and Town Council of Laketown, Mayor Sim Weston, council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White. We're just a couple more minutes away from our kickoff and the start of today's action. We got the coin toss coming up in just a moment. Rebels running some final warm-up plays, and now they get the word from the official that they'd like the captains at midfield. Cameron Calder, Aaron Smith, Kenan Clark, and Nick Jarman head over for the Rebels. Parowan, I believe one of the captains is their big running back, Porter Miller, 6'2", 225-pound senior, son of Coach Carter Miller. Coach Miller played some college football at Dixie State. He helped coach, and they're in Dixie for the high school team, the Flyers, from 01 to 08. He was the offensive coordinator. Moved to Canyon View, defensive coordinator. That's the second high school there in Cedar City. And he was a defensive coordinator there for about 8 years before taking the job with Parowan. This is his first head coaching stint and his first season as the head coach of the Parowan Rams. You've been tuned in to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show. I'm going to keep my eyes on this coin toss and see how things shake out, so we'll be ready for who receives the opening kickoff. We've also got your keys of the game and starting lineups coming up here in just a moment. While they run through this coin toss, let me give you the keys of the game brought to you by Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net. Find us on Facebook. Rentals in Bear Lake. They've got great winter rentals as well. So if you're looking for some recreation in the Bear Lake area during these colder winter months, visit epicrecreation.net or call 435-946-EPIC. That's 435-946-3742. Keys of the game are, first, win the line of scrimmage. Parowan is off to a hot start and has a lot to do with a coaching change and a shift in philosophy. Last year's Rams didn't by any means run a Washington State air raid offense, but they passed the ball on almost 20% of their offensive plays. Now, that's not much. Maybe for a 1A high school football team, that's a fair amount. But through 4 games this season, the Rams have attempted 12 passes. That's 3 attempts per game and just 7% of their offensive plays. The Rams run 93% of the time. For the Rebels to stop the Rams, as the Rebels well know, you have to control the line of scrimmage. And whoever wins the battle of the trenches this afternoon will win the game. If the Rebels want to avoid 1-4, they have to win the line of scrimmage in today's game. Second Epic Recreation key of the game is finish. In last week's 21-7 loss at Milford, the Rebels turned it over on downs 3 times, including 2 instances when Rich had a first and goal and couldn't punch it in. The failure to finish started in week 1's loss at Bear Lake, and when the Rebels gave the ball away 3 times in Bears territory, and the next week when Rich turned it over 3 times inside the West Side 30. Coach Brown told me earlier this week that his guys sometimes let up when they get into that scoring range, but in practice this week, he emphasized the need to step it up a notch in those situations rather than let up. Step it up. If the Rebels take that to heart, take advantage of scoring opportunities, and finish, then today will go well for Rich. And the third Epic Recreation key of the game, as we get to finish on the coin toss here, let me just mention this for you. Looks like Parowan won the toss. They will receive. So Parowan will have it first. We'll have your starting lineups here in a moment. Let's jump back into our Epic Recreation keys of the game. 3 is strike first. Over the last 4+ seasons, when the Rebels put the first points on the scoreboard, they've had pretty good success. 27 wins, 4 losses. That's an 870 win percentage. So when Rich scores first, they win close to 9 out of 10 times. So far this season, the Rebels are 1-0 when they score first and 0-3 when their opponent finds the end zone first. Parowan's average score through 4 games is a 47-4 victory, and they've shut out 3 of their opponents. Rebels can't let that happen today. And much like last week at Milford, today might be a case of where, just to keep up, the Rebels need to strike first. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with your starting lineups. These keys of the game have been brought to you by Epic Recreation.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Porter Weston with live coverage of the Rich High football on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, and online at mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to parts and service, don't rely on anyone other than the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. The professional mechanics and parts department team have the experience to help you with whatever you need. When you need to add a winch, get an extra belt or spark plugs, winterize, repair or replace tires, or have a rebuild, they can help. Whatever you need, gift ideas, parts, accessories, or a great mechanic, you'll find it all at Cache Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91.
We're back at Rich High School. You've been tuned into the pregame show brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We had your Pugstone Sporting Green scene, the town of Laketown Ledger, and your Epic Recreation keys of the game. It's time to move forward in our coverage to the Randolph Country Store starting lineups. We may be small, but we've got it all. Parowan will receive first, so we'll give you their offense first. And they run a little bit different. It's not a traditional left tackle, right guard, right guard. It's a strong tackle is junior Daniel Horton. Strong guard, senior Wade Howard. Center, senior Taylor Howard. Short guard, junior Dixon Jones. And the flex tackle is senior Ethan Murphy. Quarterback, number 44, junior Porter Wood. Running backs are the big guy, senior 6'2", 225, Porter Miller. Senior Ethan Guyman at 6'2", 170, and senior at 5'8", 168, Austin Robinson. Tight end is number 22, senior Brennan Johnson, and the ex-receiver or the wideout is a senior number 6, Jacob Matheson. He'll trade in and out with senior Trevor Bassett. Rebels to kick off. We'll give you the rest of the starting lineups here in a moment as Porter Weston delivers the Bear Lake Physical Therapy opening kickoff, fielded at about the 10, and it's a reverse. Well, the Rebels keep their containment. Calder slows him down. He's out to the 20. This is Guyman to the 30. He's hit hard by Meek and stopped at the 35. And Parowan will take over. A little trickery to start this game. Starting lineups are brought to you by the Randolph Country Store. For the Rebel defense, up front, Wyatt Weston, Daniel Gifford, the lineman. Defensive ends are Nick Jarman and is it Deeds? That other end, and Rex on the other end. Linebackers are Aaron Smith, Kenan Clark, Porter Weston, and Colton Meek. And in the defensive backfield, Kason Trineri, Cameron Calder. The defensive backs, free safety is Jared Anderson. First down and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Parowan, offset eye in the backfield. Woods takes the snap, gives left side right up that left side off tackle, or just inside the tackle, and it's a gain of about 3 for the big boy, Porter Miller. Miller actually drove forward to almost the 40, so that's close to a 6-yard gain. Brings up a 2nd and 4. Nice big hole on that right side of the Rebel defense. Wood takes the snap, gives to Miller again. He's got the first down, still on his feet, and he is one big boy. He's stout. He's got a low center of gravity. He's tough to bring down. Gains 6 on first down, another 7 on second down. Out to the 47-yard line. He averages, so far this season, 8.5 yards per carry. We'll see if the Rebels can slow him down. Woods takes the snap, option left side, give again to Miller. He's hit from behind and able to drag a couple guys forward. A gain of 7 or 8 into Rebel territory. And another big gain for the big boy. That's into Rebel territory to the 46-yard line. 7 more yards, puts him at 20 yards on 3 carries. Rebels have shut down opposing running backs for the most part this season, but Miller having his way early on. Strong side to the right, Woods takes the snap, keeps it himself. He's hit hard, and Porter Weston brings him down. Also in on the tackle, Wyatt Weston. Aaron Smith got into the backfield quick, and that forced Woods to pull the ball back away from Miller on the option. And Wood picked up 2 to the Rebel 44-yard line. Brings up a 3rd and 1 for Parowan. Attacking left to right if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com. Our camera today is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Wood takes the snap, quick give, right up the gut. Rebels stuff it, but I think the running back got just enough to move the chains. And he did. The ball carrier that time was Austin Robinson, who doesn't have a lot of carries this year. He's the short yardage guy. 15 carries, 55 yards, plus that run of 1. That'll make it 1.5. And a first down at the 43. Wood again under center. Strong side is the left. They go the other direction, and Miller is stuffed, but he puts his hand down and keeps his feet to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe pick up a half a yard, but a nice coverage rallying to the football by the Rebels. And actually, they'll lose. Nope, right back at the line of scrimmage is where they'll spot it at the 43. So Miller had gone for 6, 7, and 7 before that carry. No gain. 1 man wide to the left is Trevor Bassett. 3 in the backfield. Again, the offset eye. Strong side is the left. Give to Guyman, right side. He straight arms and he's down the sideline to the 30. And 1 man to beat to the 10. 5, touchdown. Ethan Guyman gone. Touchdown Parowan. They're on the board early with 9:01 left. First quarter. Brought to you by J-Bar Auto. High-quality service at a fair price. And that's been Guyman's specialty. He's averaging 12 yards per carry, and that one goes for 43 and a score. That straight arm by the Rebel tackler, or on the Rebel tackler, put him to the ground, and Guyman went the rest of the way. He's got some quick feet. 43-yard touchdown run. Extra point attempt. Bassett, I believe, is the kicker. He boots it up and through. And Parowan has the lead 7-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. We'll take a quick break and be back as the Rebels receive the kickoff on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
One of the greatest things about living in Randolph, Utah is the friendly folks that live and operate business there. This is especially true at J-Bar Auto on Main Street in Randolph. Serving customers for years, J-Bar Auto provides high-quality service at a fair price, including vehicles large and small, tractors, and other types of equipment. J-Bar Auto also sells quality tires.
We appreciate all of our customers. Call us anytime. We're happy to help.
J-Bar Auto, 90 Main Street in Randolph, Utah. Stop in today.
Parowan runs a reverse on the opening kick, and then the rest was just straight ahead. No trickery after that. They gave it 4 times to their big boy, Porter Miller, and then once outside to Ethan Guyman, who went 43 yards. It was 7 plays, 66 yards, and a score. Here's the kickoff. It's real short into the middle of the Rebel return team. Bobbled and then dropped on. Nice job by Rich. I didn't see who it was that finally dropped on it. Looks like Reagan Huffner. And that preserves possession for Rich. That was a real short kick, just a high loop. Almost looked like it could have been partially an onside attempt. Let's get back to that Stacy's Repair scoreboard. First quarter is brought to you by J-Bar Auto. High quality service at a fair price. Rebels take over 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Anderson takes the snap, pitches left side. Clark starts inside, goes back outside, breaks a tackle, spins forward out near the 30. Some tough 3 yards for Kennan Clark. And it'll be 2nd down for the Rebels. Clark last week, real nice day at Milford, 23 carries, 100 yards rushing. First Rebel to go for 100 yards rushing this season. Out to the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 7 for Rich, attacking right to left. They spread it out. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Ball on the left hash. Meek in motion. Anderson takes the snap, pulls it, pitches out to Meek on the right side. He's not going to have much room to run. Sidesteps one guy and able to dive forward and pick up 2 or 3. Nice little move by Meek to pick up a couple. They'll spot it out at the 33-yard line. So Meek picks up 3 on what was a bit of an unconventional option play. Parowan was not spread out as much as the Rebels would like them to have been on that spread formation. Ball out on the right hash. Rebels attacking south to north. That's right to left on MyLocalRadio.com. Anderson in the shotgun with Smith on his right hip. Trips out to the left side. Jared takes the snap, goes straight forward. Ball squirts loose, and it's on the ground. Still loose. Cameron Calder falls on it on the sideline. It could work out well if that went out of bounds or Calder fell on it. It'll be a 1st down for Rich. Boy, that's a little too heart-wrenching to pick up 1st downs that way, but it is a comprehensive Family Dental 1st down for the Rebels out to the 43-yard line. A 10-yard gain, and I'm not sure who gets the where you put those stats on a 10-yard run. And a gain for the Rebels, moving the chains. Huffner wide to the right side, ball in the right hash, 3 in the backfield behind Anderson under center. Jared takes the snap, loses it. It's on the ground. This was a problem in the JV game. Parowan, a lot of hands shooting their direction on the sideline. And it is Parowan football. So the Rebels, not a good start here as Parowan scored on their first drive. Then Rich turns it over. They fumbled it twice on this possession. Give it away on the second fumble. 6:56 left to go. First quarter brought to you by J-Bar Auto. Parowan with excellent field position at the Rebel 43-yard line. Just got was it Daniel Horton you said on the recovery? Thank you for Parowan, 3 in the backfield again. Wood takes the snap, holds it out, gives to Miller, going left. He's got some room to run. A bad hold, no flag, as Miller goes down the sideline to the 10-5, and he's in. A flag does fly, though, and that's such an easy call. I didn't see the flag initially. I thought it was going to be another situation of Rich at Milford, but no, at least not for now. Back at the 31-yard line, Calder was blatantly held on that outside. And that is the call. That'll bring back the run. Also negate the touchdown. Would have been a 43-yard touchdown run. Would have been the second 43-yard touchdown run of the game for Parowan. Instead, they bring it back from the 40-yard line. They spot it back, or from the 30 was where the hold took place. So back to the 40. It's actually a gain of 4 on the penalty. 1st down and 6. Wood takes the snap, goes left side. Miller, straight arms, another broken tackle, still on his feet, down the left sideline. Another straight arm, shoves Calder to the ground, and Miller scores. Boy, and he is one big boy. Tough to bring down a 40-yard touchdown run. You've got to stop him at the line of scrimmage, or you might not stop him at all, like on that play right there. 60 yards rushing for Porter Miller. And I tell you, it's not just him. He's running the ball hard. He's getting some big lines up front from his offensive lineman that's springing him free. And once he gets momentum going, as we saw in that run, almost impossible to bring down. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Rams lead 14-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Quick timeout. And we'll be back on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Rebels trailing 14-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. A couple 40-plus yard runs by the Parowan Rams offense. One was their speed guy, the Lightning Ethan Guyman. The other was by Porter Miller. Rebels just got a sideline warning. The flag flew. It's not, they won't walk off any yards, but if they get that warning again, that will walk off some yards. 6:37 left, first quarter. Brought to you by J-Bar Auto, high-quality service at a fair price. Set to kick this one away. Daniel Horton, I believe. Another short kick, fielded at about the 23. Down the right sideline, out to the 35 and out of bounds. Goes Landon Hunting. And the Rebels will take over, 1st and 10. Looking for a little more success offensively. They fumbled it twice, fell on it the first time on their first possession, but lost it the second time from their own 37-yard line, trailing 14-0 first quarter. Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Calder wide to the left, one man on him. 7 guys in the box as Anderson takes the snap, pulls it, running the option up the right side. He's hit hard. Ball pops loose again. It's on the ground, but this time 2 Rebels drop on it, and I think Rich has it. Boy, you almost want to just take a timeout and tell your guys, hey, look, 2 hands on the ball. We can't drop this thing so often. Rebels did fall on it out at the 41. That's a 4-yard gain. Cason Trineri was the one that fell on it. And it's 2nd and 6. Anderson heads to the sideline a bit slowly, and Jarman in at quarterback for Rich. 3 in the backfield behind Nick under center. One man wide right. Jarman takes the snap. Quick pitch to Clark going left side. Starts inside, tries to bounce outside, then back in and out across the 30 or the 43. Right about the 43, I think, is where they'll spot it. Almost the 44-yard line. Would be a gain of 3. The line judge on this side was squarely positioned at the 44. The line judge on the other side was at the 43, and they spot it at the 43. So a 2-yard gain for Clark. Brings up a 3rd and 4 for the Rebels. Ball in the left hash, I formation behind Jarman. One man wide to the right, little misdirection, and they give it to Trineri, who breaks one tackle, gets across the 45 to the 47, and he should have a first down. The line judge on this side saying, move those chains, and we do. Nice shifty run by Kason Trineri out to the 47-yard line. That's exactly what he needed, 4 yards. And a comprehensive family dental first down brought to you by Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1998. Rebels looking for a pro physical therapy touchdown on this drive. Long ways to go. They're thrown 47-yard line. I formation behind Jarman. Takes the snap, gives to Smith right side, 2 hands on the ball, and he drives forward across midfield into Parowan territory for a gain of 4. 49-yard line.
Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6.
Aaron Smith averaging almost 3.5 yards per carry this season. Huffner brings the play in for a 2nd down and 6. Rebels at the Parowan 49, trailing 14-0 with 4:09 left on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard in the J-Bar Auto first quarter. I formation, Jarman snap, gives right side Clark some room to run. First down and more inside the 40. Finally drugged down at the 38-yard line. Nice big hole on that right side. That was a Saby Trucking offensive line hole. Scott might have been able to squeeze a semi through that one. And Clark with a first down brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. An 11-yard gain for Rich. And a first down. Jarman again under center. I formation behind him. Takes the snap. Gives to Clark. Again up the gut. Breaks a tackle to the 30, to the 35. Or the 35 then down to the 30. Finally drugged down at the 28. And he's real close to another first down. I think he's going to have another Comprehensive Family Dental first down and move the chains. Rebels finding some better success running up the gut. See if they mix it up here a little bit or what they do on a 1st and 10 at the Parowan 28. Anderson here on the sideline talking with Cam Jarman. He took a big hit, fumbled the ball, Rebels fell on it, and he's been on the sideline since. I formation again behind Jarman. Takes the snap, fakes right, running the option, keeps it himself, tucks it, and lowers the shoulder down to about the 26. A short gain of about 2. And it is a gain of 2. They spot it right at the 26-yard line. Ball on the right hash as the Rebels attack right to left at mylocalradio.com. Trailing 14-0. 2:44 left first quarter. Again, I formation behind Jarman. 2 receivers right, 1 wide left. Takes the snap, gives to Smith. Aaron pulls it in and is bumped. He sidesteps and dives down to the 23. A gain of 3 brings up a 3rd and 5. Nice Rebel offense. Certainly not the big hit that we've seen so far from Parowan. They've run 8 plays, scored twice. They've covered, 66 plus 43, 100 yards in 8 plays. 3rd and 5 for Rich. Jarman takes the snap, gives right side. Clark hit immediately, spins away and dives to the 20. They'll spot it about the 21. Will bring up a 4th and short. They'll spot it right between the 20 and the 21-yard line. And that's a 4th down for Rich coming up.
That brings up 4th down and a long 2 for the Rebels.
Clark, 5 carries, 22 yards in the game. Big 4th down here for Rich. Again, trailing early on 14-0. Time running down, 1.5 minutes left in the J-Bar Auto first quarter. Rebels lined up to go for it here. 3 in the backfield. Jarman takes the snap, gives row, pitches right side. Got Meek. He can't get anywhere. Covered well by the Parowan defense, and it's a loss of a couple back to the 25-yard line. And Rich will turn it over on downs. They put together a nice drive, picked up several first downs, but stall out, and Parowan will take over at their own 25, and they are ready to roll. Quickly get the offense out there and set up to run the play. A whistle, a flag. As the play starts, it's a dead ball. Oh, timeout. Rebels will take a timeout. 12 guys on the field, so to avoid that flag, they take a timeout. 1:09 left in this first quarter. And let's do the Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Our camera today is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com if you're looking for beachfront, a room with a view, maybe a secluded mountain retreat, or any number of timeshare options. You can visit bearlakerealty.com or call 435-946-8888. Talk with Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. Rebel student section down there, you see the blankets and the long sleeves and jackets and hoodies, sweatshirts. It's a cold afternoon here at Rich. Wind coming in from the northwest. It's lightened up the wind, it looks like, just a little bit, but still a cold wind. And the Rebels trailing 14-0 as we get back to the action. That Bear Lake, again, the camera brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Wood under center, takes the snap, gives to Guyman going left, and no room to run. Rebels bottle him up this time. He'll gain 1 or 2, maybe 3. He was able to squirm forward out to the 28. Guyman, 2 carries, 46 yards and a touchdown. He got outside on that first carry he had and went 43 yards for the score. Ball on the left hash. Parowan attacking left to right. 40 seconds left in the first. Rebels showing like they want to attack, and Wood takes the snap, gives to Miller going left side. He's hit and pulled down by Smith. Nice one-handed or one-man tackle there out at the 31. So Miller picks up 3 more. He's got 6 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown. Most of those 63 have come on that 40-yard run on their last possession. 3rd down and 4. Ball right in the middle of the field. Again, the 3 in the backfield. Wood takes the snap, running the option down the line, pitches out left side. He's got Guyman around, spins, and he's hit hard by Calder at the 45 or the 35. They finally whistle it dead as the Rebels come away with the football. Calder says, hey, I had this thing. Forward progression will give Parowan a first down at the 35, just outside the 35-yard line. That was a nice hit by Calder. Huffner got out there first and slowed Guyman down, and then Calder made the hit, and he's shaking his head right now. That should have been my football. It won't be, though. At the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Parowan will have the football when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. This first quarter has been brought to you by J-Bar Auto, a high-quality service at a fair price.
One of the greatest things about living in Randolph, Utah is the friendly folks that live and operate business there. This is especially true at J-Bar Auto on Main Street in Randolph. Serving customers for years, J-Bar Auto provides high-quality service at a fair price, including vehicles large and small, tractors, and other types of equipment. J-Bar Auto also sells quality tires.
We appreciate all of our customers. Call us anytime. We're happy to help.
J-Bar Auto, 90 Main Street in Randolph, Utah. Stop in today.
We'll bring up a third and a little bit longer. False start against the Rams. That's the second penalty against Parowan. Their first one was actually happened 14 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, so they actually gained 4 yards on a hold. Third down and 7 for the Rams. Wood takes the snap, pitches left side. Stringing it out are the Rebels. They can't quite get Miller tripped up. He's on the sideline and just gets enough for the first down as Trineri tackles him low out of bounds at the 46, 47-yard line. So Miller out to the 47, picks up 9 yards on that run. And it's a first down for Parowan. Rams leading 14-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. 10:50 left. Second quarter brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. Wood, long count, takes the snap, gives left side. Miller starts right, goes back left, runs through a couple guys. His knee goes down, and he continues to fight. Out across midfield to the 49 of Rich. Porter Weston on the tackle, a 4-yard gain. And Miller already above 81 rushing yards. He has 428 yards total this season, plus the 81 today. Puts him at well above 500. Second down and 7. Pitch right side, looking for Guyman. Good, no containment for the Rebels. Guyman around the right sideline, finally pushed out of bounds. And boy, the way that that offensive line was able to seal the Rebel defense inside was impressive. Guyman gets all the way down to the 25-yard line. So that's 24 yards and moves the chains again for Parowan, who's having no trouble with their running game. And that's before today had been a bit of a strength of this Rebel defense, was stopping the run, but they're struggling with it today against a big, powerful Parowan offensive line that averages about 210 pounds. Snap, Wood goes right side, and Guyman this time tripped up after a short gain. He had a hole, but got tripped up and gained just 1 or 2 is all, to the Rebel 23-yard line. Guyman at 5 carries for 76 yards. 2 of those have been 43 and a score and 24 yards. Second quarter is brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. 3 in the backfield. Strong side is the left. Wood takes the snap, fakes the pitch, drops back, looks to throw over the middle, and he overthrows his man. Calder was right there. Good coverage. And that was very good discipline by Cameron Calder, because these guys, they run so many runs in a row, and then suddenly it's a play action, and Calder was ready for it. Porter Wood just 4 of 13 this season passing the ball, including that incompletion. Third down and 8. Ball at the Rebel 23. Wood takes the snap, pitches left side, looking for Guyman. On the Rebels, string it out, and Clark comes in and wraps him up, just drags him down for a loss back at the 27. Loss of 4. And that's what the Rebels needed there, was containment. Jarman, the defensive end on that side, contained it well, forced Guyman to string it out further than he wanted to, and then Clark just knifed in there and brought him down. 4th down and 12. And don't be surprised to see Miller get the football here, or Guyman somewhere around the outside. Wood takes the snap, steps back, looks to throw. He'll be hit and sacked in the backfield. Brought down by the Rebels. And it's Ander Rex, I believe. Deeds with the tackle, and he kind of came in slow motion, but he just got through the defensive line so uncontested that Wood had no chance, as Deeds brought him down from behind at the 35-yard line. A loss of 8 forces a turnover on downs, and Rich will take over from their own 35-yard line. Big sack there from Ander Rex. 8:25 left. Second quarter brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. Rebels attacking left to right. If you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, tight formation. Snap, give to Clark up the middle. Initially a bit of a hole, and he is wrapped up. Had to keep 2 hands on the ball to keep it from getting ripped out, and he holds on out to the 36, maybe the 37. They'll spot it at the 37, a 2-yard gain for Clark, who's got 24 carries on 24 yards on 6 carries. Ball in the right hash for 2nd down and 8. 14-0. Parowan struck on their first 2 possessions on long runs. A 40-yard run by Porter Miller, a 43-yard run by Ethan Guyman. 3 in the backfield. Jarman steps back, looking to throw. Heaves it down the sideline, looking for Trenary. He is interfered with. He can't get back to the ball, and it's almost picked off by Trevor Bassett. Bassett had it in his breadbasket but couldn't pull it in. Just bobbled it and dropped it. So Jarman starts 0 for 1. Rebels were trying to catch Parowan off guard, but they had Bassett in man-to-man, or they had a couple guys in man-to-man coverage, and Bassett got back deep. They were not fooled by that pass attempt. Brings up a 3rd and 8 for the Rebel offense. 2 receivers make it 3. Trips out to the left. 1 man wide right is Calder. Jarman steps back, looking to throw. Pressure coming. It's a screen, and he's got Aaron Smith, but he misfires on the pass. Smith was in the middle. Jarman threw it to his right. I think Jarman could see something Smith couldn't in a couple defenders right behind where Smith was set up. And the pass falls incomplete. Bringing up a 4th down and 8. So after forcing a turnover on downs, looks like the Rebels will be forced to punt this one away. And we'll see what kind of return team Parowan has. Going back to receive is senior Jacob Matheson, a 6'2", 170-pound senior. Jarman, good snap, low line drive punt away from Matheson. Rebel bounce at the 25 to the 10, still rolling to the 4, to the 3, to the 2. Clark dives and keeps it in the field of play, steps back in. Did it go into the end zone? No. I think he spotted it at the 1, just about the 6-inch line. Kenan Clark with an incredible hustle play. Wow. And that punt works out so great. We saw Jarman do that a bunch of times last year. Really helped the Rebels out, and what a hustle by Clark to dive down there and keep that ball from going into the end zone. So Parowan will take over, we'll say at their own 1, but it's inside their own 1-yard line. 1st and 10, and you better believe that we're going to get a heavy dose of Porter Miller right here to get out of the goal line. Porter Wood just keeps it himself straight up the gut on a quarterback keeper and gains 1. Not much more. Rebels closed off that gap real quick. And really only about a half-yard gain. Porter Wood, 3 carries, 6 yards in the game. Second quarter is brought to you by T7 Propane and Woodruff. Rebels down 14-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Couple big runs for Parowan. 1 from Ethan Guyman, the speedster. 1 from the big boy, Porter Miller. 2nd and 9. Clark showing some pressure up the middle. Give out to the left side. Miller with it. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another. Out across the 10 to the 15. Still on his feet to the 20. 25. Stops. Hesitates. 3 guys come and hit him, and they're finally going to wrap him up and bring him down. A flag flies out as he goes down about the 35-yard line. There's also a flag clear back at the 18, and we may have a block in the back or a hold, is what the Rebels will hope for at this point. And also a Rebel is down, clear back near the goal line. And I think that's Ander Rex, who had the sack that forced a turnover on downs the last time Parowan had it. The official just indicated what the infraction was. I didn't see as a player walked right in front of him, but it is against Parowan. Injury timeout. We'll hope that Deeds is all right. We'll take a quick timeout and be right back as we keep an eye on him.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Porter Weston with live coverage of the Rich High football on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether it's for your home, ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The professionals at T7 Propane place their focus on safety, quality product, and excellent prompt service, so you can rest easy and enjoy the affordability and efficiency of propane. Serving residential and business customers every day, T7 would love to serve you as well. For all your propane needs, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208.
Rex sitting up down on the goal line. He went down and stayed down near the beginning of that play. There were 2 flags And Rex looks like he'll be helped up now and having a hard time walking off. Rebels getting banged up a little bit here in this game against Parowan. Jared Anderson got hit hard, came off the field, and we think he headed to the locker room. Rex coming off real slow. There were 2 flags on the play, and the result is the run pretty much negated. They put the ball back down on the, is that the 9-yard line? Following the penalty. And the Rams ready up to the line of scrimmage. The officials had put the ball down and gave the whistle, but then Rex still trying to make his way off the field with help of a couple of Rebel coaches, or with Dallas Clark of Pro Physical Therapy and looks like Cam Jarman of Bear Lake Physical Therapy. Second down and 2 for the Rams. Wood takes the snap, gives left side, ball on the ground, and it's loose. It squirted free. I think Parowan might have jumped. No, Rebels have it. The Rich Rebels have it at the 10. And I didn't see who fell on it. Maybe Colton Hislop. But the Rebels come up with a station in Randolph turnover, and boy, they needed that, and especially in this field position. Rich has got to take advantage here. First and goal at the Parowan 10 with 6:27 left to go in this second quarter, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. First and goal at the 10. Ball right in the middle of the field. Trineri wide to the right side. Calder, the tight end, on the left. Jarman under center. 3 in the backfield behind him. Takes the snap, pitches left side for Clark. Not much room, and he dances to the left side, keeps his feet, and dives back near the line of scrimmage, but will lose maybe half a yard. This is one of your epic recreation keys of the game, is when Rebels have these opportunities, can they finish? They've got to today if they want to come back and have a chance to win this one. Trailing 14-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. 6:02 and a running clock left in the second quarter. Parowan struck on their first 2 possessions, a 43-yard run by Guyman and a 40-yard run by Miller. But the Rebels have kept them off the scoreboard since then. Jarman again under center, pitches right side. Smith looking to throw. He's got Trineri all alone in the end zone, and he overthrows him. Trineri had stopped, saying, "I'm wide open here," and Smith threw it over the top of him. Oh, man, Trineri was wide open. The cornerback on that side, Trevor Bassett, had bit on the run play. Or is that Guyman? Those numbers for Parowan are just so hard to read. Either way, the cornerback had bit on the throw. Oh, it's Guyman. Or on the run. He had come up to defend, and Trineri was all alone. But just couldn't find the connection. So a 3rd down and goal from the 11. Jarman under center, 3 behind him, takes the snap, right side, Clark, and not much room. He gets inside the 10 to about the 8 on a short gain of 3. Clark, 8 carries, 28 yards in the game, had 23 carries for 100 yards last week at Milford. Big 4th down and goal here for Rich, 5:14 on a running clock. The T7 Propane and Woodruff second quarter. Ball on the right hash for 4th and goal. Huffner wide left, Trineri in the slot, Calder wide right, I formation of Smith and Clark behind Jarman. Rolling to his right, pressure comes, he stops, wings it out there, and it's incomplete, just missed. Intended for Huffner. The ball was there, but the defense was there as well. And lots of pressure on Jarman, who's started this game 0 for 3 in the passing. Rebels turn it over on downs at the 8-yard line, and Parowan will take over at their own 8 with 4:51. Coach Miller told me he likes his defense. He says, boy, if we can bend but don't break and keep our opponents out of the end zone, which they've done, they've shut out 3 of their 4 opponents this season. 4:51 left second quarter. Wood under center, takes the snap, gives up the middle, and Miller this time tripped up. With a guy that big, you've got to go low on the tackle. And Huffner does this time. Brings Miller down for a gain of just 2. Out to the 10-yard line. For Miller, that's 10 carries. 83 yards. Rebels stacking the box. No free safety out there. As Wood takes the snap, runs to his right. He's slowed down and then wrapped up and brought down. Porter Weston was able to bring him down. He was slowed down initially near the line and picked up about 5. They'll spot it just inside. Just inside just at the 14. A 3rd down and 3 for Parowan. Clark showing some pressure on the right side. They go left, and Guyman is wrapped up and brought down. No gain, maybe half a yard. Or was that Robinson on the carry? Either way, a short gain. Porter Weston in on the tackle at the 15-yard line, and Parowan forced into a punting situation. Clark back at midfield to receive. And it looks like Porter Miller is the big boy to punt this one away. Rebels bring a lot of pressure, just about get to it, and Miller punts it into the visiting bleachers. That went out of bounds. Clear back. No way are you going to spot that at the 50. The line judge goes clear to the 50 and then walks back. The angle on that, it's got to be about the 40-yard line at most. Officials discussing something here. Back near the Parowan line of scrimmage. And the official will say false start against the Rams. Now, do the Rebels want to take the result of that punt, which would give them 1st and 10 about the Parowan 45? Yeah, they probably don't have the choice to decline or accept. They'll just, on a false start, is usually a dead ball penalty. We'll see what they do give them the option to decline. As I said it, I was thinking, no, and then Scott Ferguson running the scoreboard says they don't have the option. I think that's right. But either way, they're given the option. They decline. And Rich will take over. 1st and 10 at the Parowan 43. Thank you, Rob Leifson, running my camera today and helping me with some spotting. And ball on the left hash. Still haven't seen Jared Anderson come back out after getting popped pretty hard a few possessions ago. Rebels with a misdirection. They give to Trineri. He bobbles it at first and then makes his way inside the 40. Near the 35 is where he's finally brought down. That's a good positive gain on 1st down for Kaysen Trineri, down to the 36-yard line. And Kaysen this season has run the ball well. He hasn't had a lot of carries. He got 3 last week against Milford for 20 yards. And so far in this one, 2 carries for 10 yards. It's a 2nd down and 4 for Rich. Calder wide right. 2 others on the right side as well. Jarman takes the snap, runs to his right. Looks like he's got some room if he can tuck and go, and he does inside the 35. He was chased down from the side by Austin Robinson. Jarman picks up a few and moves the chains. A comprehensive Family Dental 1st down to the 32. So Nick picks up 4. And the Rebels move the chains. Time running down. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the T7 Propane and Woodruff 2nd quarter. And I hope the Rebels realize that, because trailing 14-0, if they could punch one in here and make it 14-7 going into half, Rich will receive to start the 2nd half. So that would be a good thing, obviously. And now Coach Brown takes a timeout. Nearly 20 seconds rolled off before Rich takes a timeout. And probably also took that timeout to avoid a delay of game. We'll take a quick timeout as well. 14-0 Parowan on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Nick Jarman, and you're tuned into Rich High School football on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, and online at mylocalradio.com.
Minor, major, chip, crack, dent, or crinkle. Whether it's vehicle body damage or a damaged windshield, no damage is damage we can't handle. Hi, this is Matthew Rex at T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. We take pride in bringing your vehicle back to its original state. We offer free estimates and deal with your insurance company directly. So no matter the damage, large or small, windshield, body, or paint, we'll get your vehicle back to its original state. T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car. 515 County Road.
The Rebels trailing 14-0. Parowan scored 2 quick touchdowns on their first possession, but Rich has shut them down since then. 2:03 left to go in the second quarter. A 1st and 10 for Rich at the Parowan 32. Jarman rolls to his left. Pressure coming from behind. He gets the block he needs. Throws over the middle, and it's picked off. It was tipped and then pulled in. Down the left sideline and out of bounds. Clark hits him hard. A flag flies down at the 35. And Jarman, not sure what he saw there because he threw it right to the defense. Jacob Matheson with the interception and return out to the 35. And the 2 flags flew. We'll see what these flags are. Matheson was content to just get out to about the 30-35 yard line. He was heading out of bounds as one of his teammates made a block in the back. Second block of the back in the game called against Parowan. And that'll be walked off from the 35. Back to the 25-yard line. Parowan will take over 1st and 10. Rebels have had 2 good opportunities here. Once 1st and goal from the Parowan 10, and then that possession that started at the Parowan 43. Now they've got to keep Parowan out of the end zone with 1:51 left to go in the first half. Wood steps back, looks to throw, and is way short. If Calder had been able to turn and get back to it, he was real close. Had a much better shot at that pass than Trevor Bassett, the intended receiver. And we still, between the 2 quarterbacks or 3 quarterbacks combined, we're 0 for 4 with 1 interception. 0 for 6, rather, with 1 interception. 2nd down and 10. From their own 25-yard line. Parowan on the left hash. 3 backs behind Porter Wood. Ball or 1 receiver wide right. Wood takes the snap, turns, and gives to Miller. He's wrapped up, and Clark says, "You're not leaving. I am holding on for dear life." And then the rest of the team comes in and hits him down. Great wrap-up by Kennan Clark, or was it Porter Weston? One of those 2 guys. And the Rebels stuff that run. 1-yard gain. And a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here. Rebel volleyball tomorrow, hosting Tabiona. We're back into Region 22 play. The Rebels are 2-0 in Region 22 play. They've beat Tabiona at Tabby a few weeks ago, and then Manila the next day. The only other team that Rich will face in Region play is Intermountain Christian, and that's coming up next weekend. Of course, tomorrow, Tabiona pregame, let's mention first, the freshmen start at 2, the JV at 3, varsity at 4. Our pregame starts at 3:40 right here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. Coming out of the timeout, it's 3rd down and 9 for the Rams. 1:35 left to go in this second quarter. Wood to his right, running the option, pitches it out there. He's got Guyman, who's around the corner. 1 man to beat. Reagan Huffner takes a nice angle and gets Guyman out of bounds at the Rebel 42. And Calder, boy, he thought he had him, but Guyman is so speedy that he got around the corner, clear to the 42-yard line. That's 24 plus 8, 32 yards for Guyman, who is over 100 yards rushing on 7 carries. He averages 12 yards per run. And the Rebel containment needs to be better. 3 in the backfield, 1st and 10. Give left side, and Miller again rips through 1 tackle, rips through another. 2 more, still on his feet, and he might be gone. Down to the 10-5 touchdown. His yards after contact may remind you of Larry Zonka or the bus. What was Jerome Bettis from the Steelers? My goodness, he is just so tough to bring down. There were 2 or 3 times, at least on that one run, I thought the Rebels had him and would bring him down. But they just couldn't do it. A 42-yard touchdown run for Porter Miller. And the biggest challenge comes when he breaks that first tackle, because the Rebels have hit him initially pretty well. But then he breaks that first tackle, and once he gets some a head of steam or some momentum going, he's about impossible to bring down. Bassett to kick, and it is up. It's off the right side of the uprights, no good. PAT is off. And the Rams, it looked like the Rebels had a chance, taking over at the Parowan 43 on their third play, an interception. Parowan takes over on their own 25, and they go 75 yards on 4 plays. 75 yards. Porter Miller. Let me do some quick math here before we have the kickoff. That one was 42 yards and a score. Porter Miller at 126 rushing yards on 12 carries, 2 touchdowns. And he's got his team up 20-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. The only team that's really been able to bottle him up at all was the 2A Millard. Are they the Eagles out of Fillmore? Parowan to kick off. Rebels getting their personnel out on the return team. 1:13 left to go. First half, second quarter, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. Stay tuned for our T-Bars Body Shop T-Bars Body Shop Technoglass of Evanston halftime show. Trenary Fields at the 18. Up the middle, dances to the 25. Tried to stutter step, but found no room at the 30. And Rich will take over 1st and 10 there at the 30-yard line. From their own 30 with 1:08 left to go in this first half. Rebels trailing 20-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Haven't been able to get much going offensively. On the ground, just right around 40 yards rushing. Nothing through the air, 0 for 4 on passing attempts. Jarman under center with the I formation behind him. Takes the snap, gives to Clark up the middle. He's got a nice big safety trucking offensive line hole. First down and more to the 40. Still dragging men out near midfield to the 49-yard line. Kinnan Clark with a big gain. That's 19 yards. Biggest play from scrimmage by far for the Rebels in this one. They'd had one run of 11 yards by Clark earlier. This one goes for 19. And Kinnan up to 47 yards on 9 carries. Rebels run back up to the line with under a minute to go in the half. Jarman takes the snap, same play to Clark, hesitates, and then dives into the line across midfield to the 49 of Parowan. And now time working against Rich if they want to try to punch one in at the end of this first half. It looked like they were trying to do that at the end, or their last possession, and threw an interception. Time running down to 27, 26, 25. Rich might get off one more play at this pace. Calder brings the play in. They're going to have to watch out for a delay of game. 16, 15, 14. The back official starts to count as Jarman gets up to the line under center, takes the snap, gives to Smith left side or right side, and he's sandwiched, but dives forward to the 47. A gain of 2 takes us to the end of the first half. 20-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Parowan with the lead. The second quarter has been brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208.
This is Rich Rebel Sr. Trace It Away with live coverage of Rich High School football on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, and online at mylocalradio.com.
It's the September Sellathon going on now at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. The time to buy is now. How about over $12,000 off a 2017 Silverado, or 0% financing for 72 months, or up to $3,500 in customer cash? Receive up to 20% off select models to the guaranteed lowest prices. It's the September Sellathon going on now at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. Schedule a family whitewater rafting trip today. Packages include your hotel room, transportation, whitewater rafting, and lunch in a native teepee. The Wind River Canyon is located on the Wind River Indian Reservation in Riverton, Wyoming, and is home to the Northern Arapaho and Eastern Shoshone tribes. Come and enjoy the waves, the breathtaking views of the oldest canyons in Wyoming. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604.
When you're buying and selling real estate, you want to work with an agent that knows the area and understands property values. You want to work with an agent that listens to what you're looking for and knows how to find it for you. And it's important to know all of your options. That's why it's smart to work with the best. Gary McKee and the agents at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah, helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 25 years. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you're working with the best. Visit bearlakerealty.com today.
Randolph is located near the geographic center of Rich County, Utah, on a high plateau with an average elevation of 6,300 feet. The first group of settlers, led by Randolph H. Stewart, camped on a knoll south of the present town site on March 14, 1870. Randolph is a town of extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 in the winter. The folks who live here are also extreme, extremely loyal, extremely friendly, and extremely supportive of our youth. Good luck to all the Rich Rebels this year from everyone at the town of Randolph.
Welcome to the halftime show, brought to you by T-Bar S Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston. Parowan Rams with all kinds of rushing yards, 242 yards on the ground in the first half, and most of those have come from Porter Miller, who had 126 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Ethan Guyman with 104 yards and a score. Rebels haven't gotten much going offensively, nothing through the air so far, and we'll see if they can get things squared away and figured out for the second half. In the meantime, it's 20-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard here at the half. Again, our halftime show is brought to you by T-Bar S Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston. And I probably ought to keep it here and just yak a little bit while the Rebels and the young Rebelettes or future Rebels perform out here at the football field. Parowan struck first, and it was on an Ethan Guyman 43-yard run. Their scores have come on runs of 43, 42, and 40 yards. Guyman, the 43-yarder, Porter Miller with the 42 and 40-yarder. And I'm impressed with Porter Miller. It's not like he's sidestepping. He's not a shifty runner. He's just, hey, I'm going to run right over you and try to bring me down. And there have been a few times where the Rebels have not been able to. One of them was brought back with a penalty, but a couple of times, again, the 40-yard touchdown run and a 42-yard touchdown run, he's just run right over and through the Rebels. Other than those runs of 40 and 42 yards, they've been fairly good keeping him in check. He's run for 6, 7, 7, 0, 3, 5, 9, 4, 2, and 1 yards. But then when you don't stop him on that initial hit and he starts to gain some momentum, pick up a head of steam, boy, he is one tough boy, one tough young man to bring down. And it makes sense. He's a 6'2", 225-pound runner with a low center of gravity. He's a stout 6'2", I would guess is generous. I'd peg him more like at 5'11" or 6 feet tall, just looking at his body. He's a real wide body. So tough guy to bring down, hard runner, and he's got 126 yards rushing in this first half. Rebels haven't been able to get much going offensively, and they had a couple opportunities that they just couldn't take advantage of position or having field position down deep in Parowan territory. Once they got down to the Parowan 21 before turning it over on downs. Another time they had 1st and 10 at the Parowan 10, or 1st and goal at the Parowan 10, and turned it over on downs. And then they had a 1st and 10 at the Parowan 43 and gave it away on an interception. So Rich just has been unable to take advantage of those opportunities, and that was one of the keys of the game, brought to you by Epic Recreation, was finish. Take advantage of those opportunities and put some points on the board, which Rich has not yet been able to do in this game. Rich trails 20-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Parowan with the lead. Again, the Rams came in at 3-1, and they're well on their way to a 4-1 start. If the Rebels can't come back in this one, they'd start the season 1-4. We are halfway through this football season, and again at the half, brought to you by T-Bar S Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston. It's Parowan leading 20-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Coming up on our halftime show, we've got the Rich County first half highlights. Rich County Rebels with a championship cause. We'll also have a standout student brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Mayor Bo Holman, council members Hugh Holman, Audrey Jessen, Raymond Franson, and Millie Bradshaw, along with clerk Lisa Bell. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more of your halftime show after this on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Everybody gets rock chips at one time or another in your vehicle window. From now on, anytime you get a chip in your windshield, don't think, oh booger. Instead, think T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston, home of the 1995 rock chip repair. Rock chips are fixed in minutes, and the team at T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston will come to you, or you can stop by the shop. T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston, home of the 1995 rock chip repair. Call us today.
We're back on the halftime show, brought to you by T-Bar-S Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston. It's time for some first half highlights, presented by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause. Rebels had some good opportunities. They forced a fumble, took it over at the Parowan 10. It was first and goal, but just couldn't make anything happen on several opportunities. As I mentioned, a turnover on downs at the inside the Parowan 25, a turnover on downs there at the 8-yard line, a turnover on an interception at the Parowan 32. So Rich has had a few chances, but just been unable to convert. Meanwhile, Parowan with 242 rushing yards, 234 total offensive yards in the game. They're -8 in the passing category, but I bet you they couldn't care less because of the way they're running the football in this one. Rebels with 87 yards on the ground, nothing through the air in the passing game. Those are about it for your highlights and stats here at the halftime show. First half highlights have been brought to you by Rich County, Rebels with a championship cause. Stay tuned when we return on the T-Bar-S Body Shop Technoglass of Evanston halftime show. We'll visit with our standout student. And in today's game, I'm trying to remember, it's Kaylee Cornea. So yeah, we'll be back to talk with Kaylee Cornea right after this on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Woodruff, Utah has a long pioneer history with a post office that has been in operation since 1872. Woodruff was named after Wilford Woodruff, the 4th president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and is home to the Woodruff Steakhouse, a former Latter-day Saint office building that is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Our rich pioneer heritage is reflected in all our students by their hard work and commitment to excellence in the classroom and in their sports.
Ryan Steineckert with Kaylee Cornea, senior at Rich High School. Kaylee, thanks for your time today.
You're welcome.
How's your senior year going so far?
Pretty great.
Expand on that. Pretty great. Tell me more.
It's really exciting to be a senior this year. It's just everything's changing, and I got to start looking towards the future.
Well, let's talk about the future more in just a bit. First, what are you involved with your senior year?
I'm taking a lot of bridge run classes this year, but I'm planning on playing basketball, and that's what I'm doing this year.
You've played volleyball in the past, didn't you?
Yeah. I don't play it anymore, though.
What was the decision, or why did you choose not to play anymore?
It just wasn't working for me, and I just wasn't happy playing it anymore.
Good reasons to let it go. What about basketball? What are you played some varsity last year. How excited are you for this season?
I am super excited, way excited for my varsity time, and just got to keep putting in the time for the preseason. I'm excited.
How did things go over the summer? I know you went to some camps, you played in some tournaments and things like that. How did things go?
They went really well. It really helped us to play at those camps. We got to bond as a team so we don't have to just be thrown together because it's going to be a whole new young team this year. And so it's going to be way fun.
What do you think the team will be good at this winter?
Fast. We're going to be fast. We can push the ball and get it down the court fast, hopefully beating the other teams.
Is that something Coach Lundgren is going to, just green light, go, let's run?
Yeah, all summer we've been planning on that. Just have 3 guards, and first closest person's going to take it down, and the rest of us are going to get our butts down the court.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Kaylee, do you do anything else? The musical? Are you in choir or anything?
I am not, actually.
You mentioned looking toward the future. What's coming up? This is a few months away, but when you graduate in May?
I am looking towards going down towards Dixie. I want to get in their drafting program at that tech school down there. And I kind of want to do more like that, do drafting, blueprints, and robotics maybe. Just looking towards that.
Is that a lot of what the classes you're taking at BATC right now?
Yeah, I'm actually in the drafting program. I've been in it for the past 2 years, and I just started robotics, and it's way fun.
What do you like about it?
We're doing soldering right now, and that's what I think is cool, just being able to put parts where they're supposed to and get things to work like that.
Do you have do you feel like a pretty good grasp or a mind for robotics and how those things work?
Yeah, more drafting I've got a more grasp on now because I've been in it so long. I can figure out the computer programs and draw different blueprints for houses and stuff, so that's fun.
Is that the kind of the career goal, or at least at this point, is become a drafter? Or I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, I want to be like a drafter in architectural drafting. I want to be able to like hopefully work from home, get my certificate, and then just draw blueprints for people.
You know that, I mean, Dixie, that's like the far end of the state. That's a ways down there.
Yeah, I just want to get out for a year, get on my own, and then it probably will only take me a year to get my certificate anyway, and then I'll be back, hopefully.
The weather just, I mean, changed like over the course of a few minutes last week. Are you or will you be excited for that warmer weather down there?
Oh, very excited. I love the warmth.
What else do you like to do maybe outside of school? Do you have any hobbies or interests?
I like to go hunting. I went hunting this past September earlier. I got myself a deer with my bow. Just working with cows, riding horses, just doing stuff like that we do around here.
That outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I have a couple more questions for you. Do you have academic goals set for yourself your senior year?
I want to stay on Honor Society for sure, keep getting my grades up. I have A's. I've been good at that for a while, so hopefully I can keep that going.
How about athletic goals for basketball?
Work hard. I want to be good this year, and I want our team to be good, so just put in time and effort, and I'm ready to work.
With the region changing, is it looking like Rich and Tabiona will be the top two teams in the region?
Yeah, that's going to be definitely our rivals. We're going to have to work hard to play them. We played them in the summer. We beat them pretty easily, but everything changes during the season.
Kaylee Cornea, thanks so much for your time. Senior at Rich High School. Good luck with all of your classes, everything you're doing, and getting prepared for your senior year of basketball.
Thanks. I'll sure try.
Well, thanks, Kaylee. Kaylee Cornea. Our first half has been brought to you by, or the standout student has been brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Mayor Bo Holman, council members Hugh Holman, Audrey Jessen, Raymond Franson, and Millie Bradshaw, along with clerk Lisa Bell. We've got about a minute left until our second half kickoff on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
When you need body work or a windshield replacement, it can be as simple as dropping your vehicle off and picking it up a couple of days later. T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston works directly with your insurance company to save you time and hassle. We know it isn't convenient to have a vehicle in the shop. That's why we work hard to repair and restore as quickly as possible to get you back on the road. Make it hassle-free. Let T-Bar fix your car. T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Stop in today for a free estimate. 515 County Road.
Coverage of Rich High School sports is also being made possible by Delmas Equipment, repairing equipment for over 20 years, farming equipment assembly, and custom fabrication. The Thompson Ranch. Brian and Becky Thompson, promoting student learning and success in all areas. And Western Ag Credit, reliable credit for all things agriculture.
Halftime has been brought to you by T-Bar-S Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston, and we're ready for the kickoff to start this third quarter, presented by the town of Randolph. It's booted short and shallow and dropped by Trineri, but then it bounces right back up into his hands. He dances forward across the 35, breaks a tackle at the 40 to the 45, out across the 46-yard line. And what could have been a disastrous return as it bounced right onto the chest into the ground from Cason Trineri, ends up as a nice run back. Oh, sorry there. I'm just going to be joined here in this third quarter, at least by Darren Pugmire, helping with some color analysis. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say what a wonderful job he did keeping the drive going. Did not stop even backwards. That was great.
So Rich with some good field position. Understand Jared Anderson with a concussion and Ander Rex with an injury, maybe a concussion as well. Give right side to Kenan Clark out to midfield, a gain of 3. Rebels not having much trouble picking up 2-3 yards consistently, but until they get about to the Parowan 20-yard line, and then the Rams defense has shut them down. 20-0, Parowan on top. Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Ball in the middle of the field for 2nd and 7. 3 in the backfield behind Jarman. Takes the snap and gives to Clark. Bounces out to the left side. He's got some room. Dives across the 45. Boy, and he just laid out to get those extra couple yards, and he's very close to a first down.
Yeah, that was great. It looks like he pulled up just a little short, but nonetheless, he made that extra dive. That was wonderful.
Clark with 12 carries, 58 yards in the game, brings up a third and a long one. The nose of the football on the outside of the 44. They need just the inside of the 43 to move the chains. 10:43 left, third quarter, brought to you by the town of Randolph. 3 in the backfield, ball on the left hash. Jarman takes the snap, gives to Clark right side, and he can't get past the one tackle, the defensive end. A nice wrap up, and Clark got back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
Yeah, that was too bad. I wish we'd had a lead on that one so that he could have got out and made that initial block. But
so Clark with no gain and brings up a 4th down. Go for it here, Darren.
Well, with the position that I guess you're in, yeah, I would. But it looks like they're going to punt it off.
Rebels I've seen them run some fake. They've got a few different fake plays in the arsenal, fake punts that I've seen them run in practice. We'll see if they do it here. Nope. Jarman receives the snap and boots it high and deep, calling for the fair catch and making it at the 11 is, I think that was Jacob Matheson. So Rich gets close to a first down, but comes up just a bit short, and Parowan takes over at their own 11. What are your thoughts from that first half on that big running back, number 42, Porter Miller?
Yeah, he's a sight for sore eyes, that bat boy. I don't know how many he is, probably about 230, 250 maybe, and he's tough to bring down. All the kids have a hard time with him.
Ball on the left hash. Parowan Rams attacking left to right. Rebels stack the box. Wood takes it left side, gives to Miller. He's still on his feet, dragging forward, almost got it stripped. Kenan Clark had a hand on the football, but Miller holds on to it across the 15 for a gain of about 3.
Yeah, it was good. I'm glad that at least went for it. On a couple of those, he was only containing it with one arm and didn't have both hands on it, and they should have went for a little bit more strip, but that's great. They also need to hit him low, get him down at the knees, and that'll slow him up.
2nd down and 7 for the Rams, leading 20-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Wood under center takes it and gives again to Miller up the middle. He spins around, somehow kept his feet, and drives forward across the 20 for a first down.
He is an impressive back, I'll give you that. He's as big as a boy as he is. He's got good moves as well, laterals.
136 yards rushing in this game. Averages 9 yards per carry. He's at about almost 10 per gain or per run in this one. Wood takes and fakes the handoff, pitches it for Guyman. Ball is loose, and did the Rebels? Nope, I think Guyman fell on it back at the 13. The pitch was behind him, and that was in big part because the Rebels got in the backfield and hit Wood just as he made the pitch.
Yeah, it was great to see the containment there, too. They all stayed in their same lanes and made it to where even if they would have got him the ball, they would have been able to stop him behind the line.
Loss of 8, and I think that gets credited to Ethan Guyman, who fell on the ball. Back to the 14, brings up a 2nd down and 18. Rebels need to come up with a stop here. Again, 8 men in the box. Call their lone coverage to give the left side, or did Wood keep it himself? And was spun around out near the 19-yard line. A decent gain, but brings up a 3rd and long. Wood out to the 19, that's 5 yards.
They're shifty backs. Even that quarterback's very shifty. They've got that spin move down. If they need to get down around their bottom and be able to control those legs and get them to hold up.
And Parowan's been impressive. You know they're not going to pass a lot. They've only thrown 2 pass attempts. But, boy, they just line up and just run it right at you and dare you to stop them. 3rd down and 13. Wood takes the snap, runs to his left, pitches it out there for Guyman. He's got some room to run. Trineri's blocked in the back, but the Rebels get a tackle on Guyman out at about the 25-yard line.
Perfect containment.
The containment. That's been a struggle at times today for Rich.
Yeah, they've been focusing on one side, usually on that end, and whenever they've got around, they've never been able to stop him, so it's great to see that.
Parowan into a punting situation on 4th and 8. Trineri and Clark back to return. It's a low snap, and Miller was going to tuck and run it himself. He'll be tripped up or slowed down, breaks a tackle, breaks another across the 30, finally steps out of bounds at the 35. They give him the 36, and that'll move the chains. So the Rebels thought they'd had him stopped, but Miller, I don't know if that was a designed fake punt or just a low snap, and he said, I'm going to pick this one up. Out to the 39. Wow, he stepped out at the 35. but they gave him 4 extra yards.
They're moving it back now.
So they'll spot it at the 37. That's 13 yards. And Parowan moves the chains. Miller with 149 rushing yards in the game. Ball in the right hash, and lots of guys move. I think the Rebels moved because they saw the Rams move. This should be a false start. The few Rebels haven't committed a penalty yet. Rams with 4 penalties, make it 5 with that false start. Now, knock on wood, thank you. But it hasn't really slowed them up a whole lot. 1st and 15, ball in the right hash. Wood, again, a hard count, and again, 2 or 3 of his guys move early.
We'll take all the bonuses we can get at this point.
That's right. 20-0, Parowan on top. 3 touchdown runs of 40 yards or more. 40, 42, and 43 are their 3 scoring plays. So that'll push the Rams clear back to the 27-yard line. 1st and 20. Ball still on the right hash. Matheson wide to the right. Wood pitches left side looking for Guyman, and he cuts inside. Good containment. A flag flies. Jarman was blocked in the back. Guyman got out to the 30, a short gain, and this one may go further back. Gain of about 3. Aaron Smith on the tackle. Line judge threw that flag in. It was about a 20-yard throw, and it is a block in the back, the 3rd of the game against Parowan. And that one from the spot of the foul was back at the 24. So they walk it clear back to the 14. Stutter step, a little dance move down to the 13-yard line by the official. Line of scrimmage was the 27. So back to the 13. Boy, my stat sheet is just a total disaster at this point with these penalties. That's a 14-yard penalty. Wood takes the snap, gives to Miller left side, breaks one tackle, lowers the shoulder, breaks another, and then they bring him down low, and he gets back out to the 24, a gain of about 10.
Yeah, it's tough to be able to get their arms around him, especially when they're up high. They just got to be able to try to get down a little bit lower, but that was a lot better done that time to keep a hold of him.
We'll give him 9 yards on that carry.
What'd you say his average was, 10?
He's at 16 carries for 158 yards in this game. He averages 8.5 before today. Wood takes it and gives to Robinson up the middle. Shifty back across the 25 to the 27.
That was nice. That middle backers kind of watched that and took place in it before they started to push off to the edge with the fake.
Robinson doesn't get a lot of carries, but he's had 3 in this game, 6 yards. Brings up a 3rd and about 20. They need the 47. They're at the 27. I wouldn't be surprised to get just a handoff up the middle to Miller. Wood takes the snap, pitches right side for Guyman. Rebels trying to get out there. They slow him down. Calder will push him out at the 36-yard line.
That was a perfect jive to push him out of there at the last second. That was great.
And Guyman so speedy. If you give him another inch, he picks up that first down and more. But Calder pushed him out at the 36 is where they'll spot it. Brings up a 4th and 11. So a 9-yard gain puts Guyman at 10 carries for 110 yards. Their 2 backs are just running all over, averaging right near or above 10 yards.
Go for it, so they better hustle up.
Rebels
defense.
Not ready for the fake punt. Porter Wood keeps it himself, and he's wrapped up, not going to even get close. He gets out to the 40. If it was a 4th and 1, 2, 3, or 4, he'd have had it, but they needed 11.
Yeah, it was an interesting call.
At this point in the game, with Trenary and Clark back deep to receive the punt, what did Coach Miller have to lose? A 4-yard gain. A turnover on downs, and Rebels take it over 1st and 10 from the Parowan 40 with 5:19 left to go in this 3rd quarter. Jarman back, throws a quick screen out to the right. He has Trineri, who makes the catch. He had to go up high to get it, and then he's wrapped up before he can get anywhere moving. No room to run once he went up and made that catch.
It's been hard for the offense to kind of keep in rhythm with their defense and how hard and strong that they've been. I hope that they can see that that's what it's going to take. They got to get motivated and not be so tentative and just push things. They'll be able to get a score.
First completion of the day for either team, but this one goes 2 yards in the wrong direction. 2nd down and 12 for Rich. Ball on the right hash. Huffner wide to the left. Landon Hunting out wide to the right with 2 other Rebel receivers. Jarman steps back looking to throw. Throws it left flat for Smith, and he makes the catch. He's immediately brought down. And that'll be a loss of another 5 yards.
They'd basically read that one. I mean, they seen it. They went 3 on the line and stepped everybody else back and was ready for those outside edges.
So that's Jarman now 2 of 6 for -8 yards. Smith's first reception of the day goes for a loss of 6. And it's 3rd and 18 for Rich. Trailing 20-0. Ball near midfield at the Parowan 48. Nick steps back looking to throw. Pressure comes. He steps up. Ball is squirts free as he's hit from behind. And Jarman fell back on top of it, but Trey Jentz brought the pressure. And Jarman goes down back in Rebel territory at the 47.
I'm glad he was able to keep his hands back on it, but I wish he could be able to step up just a little bit quicker before they did secure those ends from coming straight up the middle, but it did force him to need to step up just a little bit faster.
He tried initially that first plant, he tried to step up and slipped. Ball snap is way high, but Jarman goes up and gets it and delivers a high punt. It bounces once and into the end zone. Good little fake by Jacob Matheson. Man looked like he was going to field it, ducked out of the way at the last second. Parowan takes over at their own 20. Nice long punt by Jarman. That one was about 50 yards in the air. Parowan with touchdown runs of 40, 42, and 43 yards. Porter Miller scored twice, Ethan Guyman once. Both those guys over 100 yards rushing today. As Parowan has the ball right in the middle of the field. And 3 in the backfield. Strong side is the left side of the line as Wood goes under center. Takes the snap, pitches left side. And running out to his left, Jarman contains, wraps him up, and just drives him out of bounds. Nice containment, nice tackle by Nick Jarman.
That was great, yeah. And even he was getting pushed in the back at the same time, but that kind of was to his favor.
So Miller, I believe, was the ball carrier, gains 1. Oh, no, they spot it right back at the line of scrimmage. No gain. 2nd and 10 for the Rams with 3:12 left in the third quarter, brought to you by the town of Randolph. Wood takes the snap, gives the left side some room to run. Trineri trying to bring down the guy, and he just does. Trey Jentz on the carry.
Makes a stop on Jensen. But it goes for a first down.
Jentz able to pick up about 12, though, and move the chains. Out to the 33. That's a 13-yard gain for Trey Jentz, a junior running back.
Ball's on the 33-yard line, first down.
1st and 10, Parowan, ball in the left hash. They're leading 20-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Wood back looking to throw. Out in the flat, he's got Guyman. Makes the catch at the 30. Chased to the sideline and hesitates and then pushed out by Calder. A gain of about 7 out to the 42.
On those, you cannot hold up. You got to continue on if you drive him in. Cuts back in like he would have if he would have over-contained, then there would have been somebody there for him. I wish he would have kept a little bit more speed into him instead of letting him get that extra 3 yards.
First completion of the day for the Parowan offense for their passing game. That's just 15 pass attempts this season for Porter Wood, the quarterback. He takes the snap, running down the line, keeps it himself, and dives forward. His good decisiveness as he pulls it back. He immediately cuts upfield and gains about 4 for a first down. They'll spot it at the 45, so a 3-yard gain, and Parowan moves the chains. Wood with 7 carries, 22 yards. A first down on that run. 2:30 left to go, third quarter. Wood under center, takes the snap, bobbled it a bit, but held on, and then runs the option, keeps it himself, and is wrapped up by Jarman, brought down after a gain of 4.
That was a good read by Jarman to see it in his hands, that he wasn't going to give that fake flip.
4 yards, brings up a 2nd and 6, ball in the left hash. And, this may be just what Parowan wants, a long time-eating drive that just picks up first down, a few yards here, a few yards there. Porter keeps it himself, and Wood goes straight up the middle, near a first down at the Rebel 46.
Looks like they got about another half yard.
That's a 5-yard gain for Wood. He's up to 31 yards rushing in the ball game. 3rd and a short 1. He'll take it and keep it himself. First down and a little more as he spins and dives backwards to the 42. They may spot it closer to the 43, but it's still a first down either way. 4 yards for Wood right up the gut.
I wish the defense could get a little bit of momentum going here, build up their momentum.
3 in the backfield behind Wood. Takes the snap, running to his right, gives to Miller, who's hit hard. He shugs off one tackler, still on his feet, driving forward. The 8-9 Rebels finally able to get him off balance and put him down at the 32. Very close to another first down. Looks like they'll spot it just outside the 32 and just short of a first down. We'll say the 33-yard line, a 9-yard gain. He's up to 167 yards on 18 carries, 2 touchdowns of 40 and 42 yards. 2nd down and short. Wood takes the snap, gives left side Robinson, or Gents rather, again on the carry. He has the first down at the 30. Forward progress, I think he did get out to the 30-yard line or down to the 30 before the Rebels pushed him back. Gents with 3 yards. And the Rams move the chains again with under 20 seconds to go in the third quarter, brought to you by the town of Randolph. Invite you to stay tuned for our post-game show, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Parowan looks like they're content to let this third quarter run out. Rebels will head for the sideline as well. Our third quarter has been brought to you by the town of Randolph. Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Bridget Pugmire, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Peart. We'll take a quick break and be back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. Rebels trailing 20-0 against Parowan.
Randolph is located near the geographic center of Rich County, Utah, on a high plateau with an average elevation of 6,300 feet. The first group of settlers, led by Randolph H. Stewart, camped on a knoll south of the present town site on March 14, 1870. Randolph is a town of extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 in the winter. The folks who live here are also extreme, extremely loyal, extremely friendly, and extremely supportive of our youth. Good luck to all the Rich Rebels this year from everyone at the town of Randolph.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Option right for Parowan as we start this fourth quarter real quick, and the Rebels eat it up. Nowhere to go for Porter Wood, and he's brought down back at the 35. A loss of 5 on the play. Puts Wood at 11 carries for 30 yards and brings up a 2nd down and 15 for the Rams. Leading 20-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. 11:32 left to go in this ball game. Fourth quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Wood takes the snap, going left side. He gives to Miller, spins to get away. He's on his own, breaking a tackle down the middle of the field to the 20 to the 15. Finally drugged down by Calder, who just shakes himself free after that tackle and has a few words for Miller. Wonder if there was some jarring or jabbing going on as they wrapped up and brought him down. Clear down to the 13-yard line. 22 yards. Puts Porter Miller at 19 carries, 189 yards in the game. 1st and 10. Parowan at the Rebel just outside the 12. Wood takes the snap, runs right on the option, and tries to cut upfield, and he's hammered. Weston, I think. Wyatt Weston in there. Porter Weston as well. No gain, maybe half a yard for Wood.
It was good to see that. They finally pushed them in, and that defensive ends are right there to meet them.
So 2nd and 10. Yard marker did not move. 10.5 left to go in the ball game. Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. Wood under center, 3 behind him. Takes the snap, going left, and he is leveled. Kenan Clark comes in and just hammered Porter Wood for a loss of 3.
That's good to see that. I think that defense is finally getting a little boost. They're getting a little excited now. That's what it takes in order to defend.
Wood dropped the ball clear back at the 18. The official spots it just inside the 15. That's how hard he hit him. Drove him back 3 or 4 yards. Wood with a loss of 3. Pitches left side looking for Guyman. He picks his way forward, gets to the 10 before the Rebels bring him down. Looks like they'll spot it right around the 9.
That was another perfect job of containment and stuff, making him push inside where his help was there. That was great to see.
Rebels trailing 20-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Still looking for our first Rebel Pro Physical Therapy touchdown, or Rich County 4-H extra point for that matter. Ball on the left hash for a 4th down and 8, and a whistle. I think it's a timeout. Yeah, Rebels will take a timeout here. 4th and 8 for the Rams when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. When you're buying and selling real estate, you want to work with an agent that knows the area and understands property values. You want to work with an agent that listens to what you're looking for and knows how to find it for you. And it's important to know all of your options. That's why it's smart to work with the best. Gary McKee and the agents at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah, helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 25 years. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you're working with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com today. Parowan up 20-0. Stacy's Repair scoreboard. 9:08 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. Rams with a 4th and 8 at the Rebel 10. Wood, hard count. Rebels move a little but don't jump off. Still a hard count. Now the snap. Ball pops free. Wood falls on it back at the 15. Wouldn't matter if the Rebels or the Rams fell on it. That was 4th down, and Parowan will turn it over on downs. A loss of 5, and it looked like Sidaway and Clark got into the backfield.
I like how they've taught that defense that you do not go off of any count. You watch the ball, and then that's when you move, and that was perfect execution.
Now the Rebels, it's a victory to get the turnover on downs, but Parowan just ate up almost 7 minutes of clock time, and they lead 20-0. And they've shut down the Rebel offense. Pitch right side to Clark. He picks up a few out to the 18.
Clark's got a good vision. He was made to go on in this outside tackle, and then he cut in on the other side to pick up another, 3 yards minus what it would have been.
They spot it just outside the 18-yard line. 3.5 yards, brings up a 2nd and 7. Jarman. Give right up the gut. Smith initially looked like a big hole, but it was closed quickly, and Aaron goes out to the 21, 3 more yards.
That's an awful big defense versus our line and their line as far as size of the body. So I think we're doing a pretty good job for what we have, but there's some other improvements that can be made, and I know they're going to be doing that now.
Their defensive line, the 3 up front down linemen, average about 200 pounds. Dixon Jones, the big one in the middle, 220, 6-foot junior. They're going to go They go with that 3-4 defense as the Rebels face a 3rd and 4. Pitch right side, Smith. He starts outside, goes inside, and then he's picked up and put down. That was a single leg takedown by the defense. But Smith, I think, picked up the first down or real close to it at the 25.
Yeah, it looks like he got it.
Some hesitation from the officials. They'll set the ball. They'll look to the sideline and blow the whistle to what is going on? It's 7:43 left to go. Now the official says, oh, wait, yeah, we do need to check. Is this a first down? It is. Move the chains. Comprehensive Family Dental first down. Aaron Smith, 5 carries, 16 yards in the game. Rebels move the chains. That's a good thing, but they need to make it happen a little more quickly here with 7.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. Jarman under center. Pitches left side. Clark, who bottled up on the left. The ball stripped away. It was just ripped out of his hands, and then a quick tackle. Porter Weston, or not Porter, but was that Daniel Gifford on the tackle? Trey Sitaway, I think, made the tackle, actually. Just a ball ripped right out of Clark's hands, and it's going the other way.
That's too bad. We finally had a little bit of a movement on it. And, yeah, sometimes you got to make sure you get both hands around that ball.
7:18 left to go. Could have used a couple more station in Randolph turnovers rather than giving it away a time there. 1st and 10 for the Rams. Ball near the right hash, and now they get the whistle. Porterwood looks to the sideline. Parowan leading 20-0 with 7.5 minutes to go.
Wide
Runs
open
to his left, gives it to Porter Miller. He's just tripped up, somehow keeps his feet, rips through another, dives into the end zone, touchdown. Boy, his balance is just unbelievable. He ought to be a gymnast.
Yeah, especially for that size, I'll tell you. Had 3 good almost tackles. If they could just get their hands or arms around his legs, that's their only hope. Force him.
That puts Miller at 206 rushing yards on 20 carries. 3 touchdowns. All have been bigger runs, 40, 42, and that one 17 yards. The extra point wide left, no good. 26-0, Parowan with the lead. Rebels will have it when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com with 7:08 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty 4th.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. The Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming offers a family dinosaur dig and vacation package that includes digging for fossils at the Wyoming Dinosaur Center, sack lunches, tours of the museum, and lovely clean rooms for a comfortable night's stay. With 3 restaurants to choose from, you and your family will have fun, eat well, and rest easy. Schedule your family dinosaur dig at the Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming today. Call 866-657-1604.
Fourth quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Rebels trailing 26-0 to the Parowan Rams, and it's the Porter Miller show. 20 carries, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Darren, he's about impossible to bring down. Maybe you could invite him to our turkey bowl this Thanksgiving.
That's exactly right. And then you could take him down.
I think we'd have to play flag football if we're going to have him there. A short squib kick by the Parowan Rams. A flag came down. It's out of bounds, about 5 yards out of bounds. So I'm not sure what the call will be. Rebels fell on it at the 37. Line judge goes in and has a quick word with the Whitecap official. And is it a sideline warning? This, I think, is the second against Rich. Should be 5-yard penalty. Or is he saying that's the first? Oh, no, it is the second warning. So that is the first penalty against Rich in this ball game. And it ultimately, I mean, unless they come up 5 yards short on a touchdown drive, it's still just 1st and 10, so it really doesn't set you back that far. Rich will take over from their own 32, looking to put something on the board. No pro physical therapy touchdowns. I know Dr. Dallas Clark would love to see Kinnan put one in. He gets the pitch left side, breaks free across the 45, clear out to the 49. And Clark does a nice job of just kind of shifting that body, that upper body, to squeeze through tight holes.
Yeah, and I liked how he put both hands over that ball this time, too, when he got into the middle of it. That was perfect.
From the 32 all the way out to the 49-yard line. 17-yard run. Clark has had 3 runs of 10 yards or more, 11, 19, and then that one of 17 yards. The officials stop the clock for a moment for a quick discussion here after the Rebels move the chains. A comprehensive family dental first down. Brought to you by Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1998. It was a good, initially a good offensive line hole by Saby Trucking. Now a sideline warning against Parowan. That's their first warning, so they won't get penalized. It's strange. You'll go 7 or 8 or 10 games without a sideline warning, and then you get 3 in one game. First down and 10 for the Rebels. Ball near midfield at their own 49-yard line. They've had a few opportunities. They've turned it over on downs at the Parowan 25, at the Parowan 8, and they threw an interception at the Parowan 32. First and 10, 3 in the backfield behind Jarman. Takes the snap, pitches going right side. Aaron Smith wrapped up and 2 hands on the ball, gets out to the 50, a 1-yard gain.
That leading back should have worried nothing but on number 42, because he had all day to be able to just creep in there and wait for him to come. He did not put a body on him. That's got to be your number 1 block right there.
A flag down, and I know there's some jarring going on. Cameron Calder just started to charge toward the Parowan defense. Kenan Clark grabbed him and pulled him back. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Parowan. And I mean, I got to assume it's something that somebody said, because we didn't see anything. Like conduct is a 15-yard penalty. So that will give the Rebels a comprehensive family dental first down. Clear down at the Parowan 35. This Parowan defense is confident and as good as they've been today. They might not be worried about that 15 yards. Calder, tight end on the left side, Huffner on the right side, wide outside, to give to Clark on the left, and he goes just to between the guard and tackle for a gain of about 2 to the 33.
I hope they can keep this momentum up. They're at least making a little bit of a charge here. It's good to see.
Second down and 8 for Rich. Ball on the left hash. Little confusion on how the Rebels are set up. They finally figured it out, and then they give to Trineri, and his shiftiness just not able to find some space this time. Gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And he went down hard. He's still down, holding his left. Is it his left ankle that he's holding? He's
Looks
grabbing?
like it, yeah.
We've already seen Ander Rex go down and Jared Anderson go down. Now Kaysen Trineri down in the middle of the field, and an injury timeout with 5:43 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Quick break, and we'll be back on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
It's the September Sellathon going on now at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. The time to buy is now. How about over $12,000 off a 2017 Silverado, or 0% financing for 72 months, or up to $3,500 in customer cash? Receive up to 20% off select models at the guaranteed lowest prices. It's the September Sellathon going on now at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
Trineri helped off the field, not putting any weight on his left leg or foot, and hops to the sideline. Rebels back out, trailing 26-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Offensively, Rich has had a few chances, but just has been unable to convert. And on this drive, a 3rd down and 8. Colton Hislop in the backfield as Jarman takes the snap, rolls to his right. Pressure comes, and he goes down. Went down funny, slipped down as there was a lot of pressure on him coming from right in front and guys coming from behind. He wanted to look and throw down the right sideline, and I think Calder was open, but just no time to throw. Back to the 43-yard line. Second sack of the day for this Parowan defense. Rebels today passing minus 23 yards in their passing offense. 4th down, Rich is going to go for it here on a 4th and about 16. Better get some good protection. Hislop in the backfield, trips right. Jarman back to throw. Pressure comes, steps up away from it. Heaves it over the middle, looking for Clark, and all over him. An easy call, flag flies, and Rich will have a 1st down.
Beautiful pass.
Or at least, so they might be not quite have a 1st down. It was 4th and 16. There's also a flag in the backfield. Was that a late hit, did you see? So Clark, it was a good throw over the middle, and Clark was interfered with. It was an obvious pass interference. 2 fouls on the play. Number 1 is the pass interference against the Rams. That one's declined. I think we're going to have a roughing the passer, and that's an automatic 1st down. That's why they declined the pass interference. So a personal foul.
2 flags on the play.
Roughing the passer. The pass interference would have been 15 yards, but not an automatic 1st down.
That was the best, probably, block that they've made to allow him to be able to step up in the pocket and throw it all season long. I mean, they blocked every single area. He had plenty of time, and that's what it takes.
And a good read by Jarman to step up in the pocket.
Yeah, for sure.
Get away from a little pressure and then heave it downfield. It was a nice throw. So that's an automatic 1st down for the Rich offense at the Parowan 28-yard line. Rich trailing 26-0. 4:51 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty 4th. 1 man in the backfield. Jarman back to throw. Pressure comes again. He throws over the middle, and Calder can't quite make the catch. Guyman was on the coverage. Calder stays down, puts his hands up as if to say, where's the flag on this one? Doesn't get it.
I don't think he would have been able to get there anyway. It was out in front of him too far for him to get his hands on.
So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. That stops the clock at 4:45. The Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rich still looking for their first pro physical therapy touchdown of the day, and of course the Rich County 4-H extra point would be their first of the day should they get this one any closer and in. Clark off the left side, no room to run, and I think he did fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost half a yard. They'll spot it right back at the line. Brings a 3rd and 10. Clark with 17 carries for 80 yards. Miller, the leading rusher for Parowan today, 20 carries, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns. Ethan Guyman pitched in with 115 yards on 11 carries and a touchdown so far with 4:14 left to go. Rebels trips to the right side for 3rd and a long 10. Jarman back looking to throw. Down the right sideline, looks for Clark. He's pushed in the back as he tried to cut and slipped to the ground. Ball falls incomplete. Not sure if that was intended for Clark or for Calder. Both were in the area.
Down.
And there's a flag down near the line of scrimmage at the 30-yard line. Probably a hold.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Declined by Parowan. Brings up a 4th and 11 for Rich at the Parowan 28. Gotta think they'll go for it here. They were going for it on a 4th and longer than that. Was it 4th and 16 a few plays ago?
Yeah.
Nothing to lose with 4:01 left to go. Jarman under center with Hislop behind him. 3 backs, 3 receivers on the right side. Pressure comes. Jarman steps up and he's wrapped up, hit hard, brought down. No chance that time. 4 Rams in the backfield. Sandwich Jarman and bring him down at the 40.
He had no chance at all.
He stepped back on a 5-step drop, and the defense was right there. Had no time to even do anything but tuck it and take the sack. They'll spot it at the 36. A loss of 8. And that is a turnover on downs, giving the football to the Parowan Rams with 3:56 left to go. They've got 3 shutouts on the season, working on their 4th here. The only points they've allowed has been against 2A Millard. Give up the middle, not much of a gain, a short carry for, I think that's Guyman.
Guyman, the ball carrier, picks it up 3 yards, 2nd down and 7.
These guys have a real just tough 1-2 punch between Guyman, the speed, and the power and strength of Miller. Wood takes the snap, gives right side. Miller breaks one tackle, just ran right through it across the 45, and then he stood up and finally driven down at the 46-yard line, about a yard short of the first down. 46-yard line. That's carry number 21 for Porter Miller. 212 yards. That's right at 10 yards per carry, just above. He averaged 8.7 coming into the game. 3rd down and 1. Wood. Rebels showing some pressure. Wood, no question, was going to keep that himself, and he gets a good push from behind. Rebels stopped his progress, but I think the spot where the line judges are coming in from the side, it would be enough, or at least real close to a first down.
I wish they would have been able to see that he was moving forward before he even got the ball.
Yeah, he was. That was
an easy call.
Should have been a false start. He picks up a yard to the 47 and moves the chains. Wood in the game. Rebels have done a nice job keeping him in check. He's averaged, he's 15 carries for 25 yards, the quarterback. A 1st and 10 with 2:20 left to go. Another first down. This one's in the books. 26-0 Parowan on top. Wood gives on the right side, nothing doing. Porter Weston and Daniel Gifford or Colton Hislop on the tackle. No gain. I didn't see if that was Jentz or Robinson on the carry, but no gain.
It's good even this late that the defense at least is still pushing and driving hard where, there's not going to be a win out of it, but they're still pushing.
I just noticed, I probably just missed it the last few plays, but Cason Trineri back out there, so good to see that his little ankle injury, whatever it was, not serious. Give right side to Miller, and he is wrapped up. Nice job by, I think, Aaron Smith. Got a hold of Miller's leg and didn't let go. And then a couple other Rebels come in, and they drive him back and down. And this is not what we want to see, though. He's slow to get up. Parowan leading 26-0, a minute and a half left to go, and Coach Miller still giving it to his big back this late in the game. It's tough to see him go down injured, and we'll hope he's okay. We'll take a quick break and be back in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Your vehicle represents one of the major investments you'll make in your lifetime. If you have an accident, large or small, take care of your investment with a professional team that understands the value of your vehicle. T-Bar Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston has been repairing and restoring vehicles to just like new condition for over 7 years. Don't trust your investment to just anyone. Let T-Bar fix your car. T-Bar Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Stop in today for a free estimate. 515 County Road.
Porter Miller gets up, and Coach Carter Miller makes sure he waves to the Rebel sideline. It should be a taunting, I would think, and an unsportsmanlike penalty. Pitch out to the left side. Guyman on the sideline steps out and keeps moving. He would have had a much bigger gain had the Rebels not gotten him to step out across midfield in Rebel territory at the 48-yard line of Rich. That was a 5-yard gain. And it's just surprising to see Parowan with a lead like this and a minute 7 to go. They're still starting quarterbacks in there. That's the Ethan Guyman on the carry there. He's the starting running back. And now they bring in a couple different running backs. A little confusion from them on a 4th down and 5-0. They're going to run a punt. Last time they lined up in a punt situation, they ran a fake and picked it up. Timeout, Parowan. We'll keep it right here in the fourth quarter and thank our camera sponsor. Camera today is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. See if I can find the button. We'll do the Bear Lake Realty fan cam. There it is. Some Rebel fans down along the right sideline. It's been a cold afternoon. Kickoff temperature was 50 degrees. And I'd say it's cooled off a little bit. Darren, you were out there for a little while. How did it feel?
It was very chilly, as a matter of fact. That's why I was happy to come on up here with you and help announce a little bit.
The Parowan fans over across the way on the visitors' stands, they've got to be glad for the cloud cover. They're not looking at the sun all afternoon. Visit BearLakeRealty.com if you're looking for realty in the Bear Lake area. Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. Lined up to punt this one away are the Rams. Kinnan Clark back deep to receive. And calls for the snap and gets the punt off. It's a low-line drive. Clark fields it at the 20, moves to his left, spins away from one tackler, dodges another to the 30, and then he's leveled at the 30-yard line.
I like those moves. I mean, he's definitely got good side to side, but those last two of them caught him at the exact same time. But he's still up and moving, so that's great to see.
So 1st and 10 for Rich. Ball in the middle of the field, their own 30-yard line, trailing 26-0, 58.4 seconds left to go. And just for pride's sake, you try to make something happen here against what looks like a few subs on this Parowan defense, but still several starters in there. Jarman takes it, pitches left side to Clark, and he picks up 4 or 5 out near the 34. Clock running down under 50 seconds. Kinnan with 18 carries, 84 yards in the game. That puts him at about 500 rushing yards on the season. Probably close to 450. Jarman with 3 in the backfield. Snap gives the right side. Clark starts outside, then goes right up the gut, near a first down at the 38 or 39. Rebels need the 40, and time runs down to 20 seconds left in the ball game. This fourth quarter has been brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. 5-yard gain for Clark.
They're just going to let it ride out.
And I think that'll do it. Yeah, you're right. Well, this Parowan team is impressive today. Porter Miller, 21 carries, 212 yards, 3 touchdowns. Ethan Guyman, 13 carries, a $123 and a score. And Parowan with the win, 26-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Darren, thanks so much for your time.
Yes, thank you, Ryan.
We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back with our post-game show brought to you by Epic Recreation. No pro physical therapy touchdowns. Sorry, Dr. Dallas Clark, and no Rich County 4-H extra points in this one. We got our Epic Recreation post-game show coming up after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
They really appreciate every customer at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. They understand that you have lots of options when it comes to purchasing outdoor recreation vehicles. That's why they work hard to earn your business by making sure they understand exactly what you want. They're friends with their customers. When you're happy, they're happy. If you haven't been to their store, they invite you to come visit. And if you've already one of their friends, stop in again soon and check out all of this season's gear. Cash Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on US 91.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The professionals at T7 Propane place their focus on safety, quality product, and excellent prompt service, so you can rest easy and enjoy the affordability and efficiency of propane. Serving residential and business customers every day, T7 would love to serve you as well. For all your propane needs, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208.
One of the greatest things about living in Randolph, Utah is the friendly folks that live and operate business there. This is especially true at J-Bar Auto on Main Street in Randolph. Serving customers for years, J-Bar Auto provides high-quality service at a fair price, including vehicles large and small, tractors, and other types of equipment. J-Bar Auto also sells quality tires.
We appreciate all of our customers. Call us anytime. We're happy to help.
J-Bar Auto, 90 Main Street in Randolph, Utah. Stop in today.
Welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Epic Recreation in Bear Lake. Visit epicrecreation.net. It's time for your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap. Gourmet sandwiches fresh and fast every day at 113 Front Street in Evanston. Friday night at Rich High School in 1A classification play, not region play though. The Rebels hosted the Parowan Rams, and Parowan came out firing on all cylinders right from the start. Their first possession, they go 7 plays, 66 yards. Ethan Guyman ran it in from 43 yards out, and Parowan led 7-0. They would never look back. Their next possession, a 40-yard touchdown run by Porter Miller, made it 14-0. Rebels had a few opportunities. They turned it over on downs inside Parowan territory several times. Parowan made it 20-0 just before the half as Porter Miller ran in from 42 yards out. Miller scored one more time in the fourth quarter on a 17-yard run to make it 26-0, and that would be the final score, 26-0. Parowan with their fourth shutout in 5 games this season. Rebels failed to put any points on the board and dropped to 1-4 midway through the 2017 football season. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Gourmet sandwiches, fresh and fast every day. Quick break on the Epic Recreation postgame show, and then we'll talk with Rebel coach Ashley Brown and have your game highlights and stats when we come back on our coverage of Rich Rebel football on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
Make this winter epic when you rent from Epic Recreation in Garden City, Utah. We rent cabins, snowmobiles, snowcat razors, snow tire bicycles, snowshoes, and more. Thank goodness winter is long, because at Bear Lake, we make it epic. Call us today and book your epic adventure at Bear Lake. Recreation and lodging packages available year-round. Call Epic Recreation today or book online at epicrecreation.net. When you have dental care done, you let the dentist and the hygienists into your personal space. It's important that you and your family trust that your dentist will provide professional care in a comfortable atmosphere. Comprehensive Family Dental is a family-owned and operated business that understands how important this trust is. 2 locations make it convenient for you and your family when scheduling appointments. When it comes to your dental work, expect the best. Call Comprehensive Family Dental today at 435-793-2210.
We're back on the postgame show, brought to you by Epic Recreation in Bear Lake. Visit epicrecreation.net. Call 435-946 or find us on Facebook. It's 435-946-EPIC or epicrecreation.net. Postgame, the Parowan Rams with a 26-0 win over the Rich Rebels. And, Coach, this is probably about the last thing you want to do right now is come talk about that game.
Well, you got to give tons of credit to Parowan. They're a good team. They got a strong back, and they controlled the line of scrimmage today, and it showed. He
was no joke. He came in averaging 9 yards per carry, and you can see why. He's tough to bring down.
Oh, yeah. If you don't hit him low and have, a couple kids get him, you don't get him down.
You said they controlled the line of scrimmage, both offense and defensively?
Yeah, we just struggled all day, being able to do anything, and when that happens to you, it's pretty hard to win.
You had some, much like last week against Milford, you had some opportunities in their red zone inside the 10, close to opportunities to score, and just couldn't make it happen. Is that because of them controlling the line of scrimmage? What else is going on?
That's most of it. We'd get a good play here or there, and then we'd try to do something similar to that, and they'd stuff us. And, it's pretty hard to win at this game if the other team controls the line of scrimmage, and that's what happened today.
We saw Kason Trineri come back out on the field after, I don't know if it was an ankle or what it was, but it was good to see him back out there. Can you tell us anything about Ander and Jared?
Kason hurt his ankle in practice, and so we knew it was he had a sprained ankle, and he just kind of got rolled up on, but he should be fine. Ander hurt his neck a little bit, or his back, and I think he'll be okay. And then Jared got hit in the head, so we'll see on those two next week.
Take the precautions necessary, and hope they'll be back soon.
Yep.
Overall thoughts on the game other than what we've covered?
I just think that we got to get better at blocking, and until we do that, we're going to have struggles when we play better teams. And and when I say that, I'm not blaming the line. Our backs and receivers are just as big a part of that as blocking it with the offense that we run. So I'm not blaming the line at all. We have to do better on blocking. And
it's a team-wide, everybody across the board has got to do better.
Yep.
Coach, next week, I don't think things get any easier, do they? You're on the road for one thing, and it's Kanab defending runners-up for I think 2 consecutive years, isn't it?
Yeah, our next 2 weeks is Duchesne and Kanab and then Duchesne, and so no, it doesn't get any easier, and we got to go to both of their places, and so we just got to make sure that we continue to work hard in practice. And and as far as seeding at the end, these games aren't hurting us right now as long as we keep our confidence. And, that's what we got to stress to the kids. We got to end up the best we can. with the teams on our side, and then see what happens in the playoffs.
If you look at scores and start comparing, and obviously this doesn't tell you a whole lot, but Parowan, especially with what we saw today, may look like the best team in 1A right now. But you told me earlier this week you still think Kanab and Duchesne are the teams to beat?
Oh, yeah. When you continually play for it year after year, that's definitely the teams that you got to beat. But Parowan is very much improved. They got a couple kids that move there and that help them a ton, and so they're not going to be easy to beat for anybody.
Coach, anything else we should touch on?
Just thanks for doing this, and we appreciate it.
Well, thank you for coming up to chat with me after game.
You bet.
Coach Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebels, a tough loss today against the Parowan Rams, 26-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. This Parowan team, as Coach Brown just said, controlled the line of scrimmage. That was one of our epic recreation keys of the game I talked about in the pregame show. Rich needed to control the line of scrimmage. Parowan did it, and they win 26-0. We're on the Epic Recreation post-game show. We've got the Reese Land and Livestock Rebel Sports update coming up. But first, let me give you some quick stats in the game. These are not official, but pretty close. Leading rusher in the day, Porter Miller, the senior running back, again 6'2" and all of 225 pounds, 21 carries, 212 yards, 3 touchdowns, and those scores went for 40 and 42 and 17 yards on those scoring runs. 212 yards on 21 carries. That's 10 point something little, about 10 yards per carry. Ethan Guyman with 123 yards on the ground and a score. His biggest, he had 3 big long runs that picked up most of his yards. 43, 24, and 32 were his big carries, and finished with 123 yards on the day. Also should mention Porter Wood, the quarterback, 15 carries, 25 yards, just 1 of 3 for 9 yards through the air. Parowan finishes with 1 passing yards. Rebels sacked him once. It was Andrew Rex with sacked Porter Wood for 8-yard loss. So 1 yard in passing offense, 382 yards on the ground for the Parowan Rams, 383 total yards. The Rebels, not quite that. Minus 31 passing yards as Jarman completed 2 passes for minus 8 yards and was sacked 3 times for 23 yards back, and then 135 yards on the ground. A total of 104 in offense today for Rich. Kinnan Clark did most of that. He had 89 yards on 19 carries. And if they could get that kind of production from Clark every day, and then some added production, they got to get something going through the air and do a better job on defense. But Clark, a second straight week of real nice job running the ball. Unfortunately, the Rebels lose 26-0. Stay tuned. Epic Recreation postgame show continues with our Reese Land and Livestock Rebel Sports update. When we return, we'll hear from Drew Moldenauer, a Rebel cross-country team runner. That's coming up when we return here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Make this winter epic when you rent from Epic Recreation in Garden City, Utah. We rent cabins, snowmobiles, snowcat razors, snow tire bicycles, snowshoes, and more. Thank goodness winter is long, because at Bear Lake, we make it epic. Call us today and book your epic adventure at Bear Lake. Recreation and lodging packages available year-round. Call Epic Recreation today or book online at epicrecreation.net. When you have dental care done, you let the dentist and the hygienists into your personal space. It's important that you and your family trust that your dentist will provide professional care in a comfortable atmosphere. Comprehensive Family Dental is a family-owned and operated business that understands how important this trust is. 2 locations make it convenient for you and your family when scheduling appointments. When it comes to your dental work, expect the best. Call Comprehensive Family Dental today at 435-793-2210.
In life, your integrity could also be considered your own personal brand. In ranching, the brand outlasts the rancher. As individuals, your character and your integrity also outlast your lifetime. At Reese Land and Livestock, the Rexes congratulate the Rich County School District students as they create personal integrity, their own individual brands, and wish you good luck in this year's academics and sports.
Rolene Kennedy of Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is your Rich County representative. The mother of 5 Rich High graduates and grandmother of 3 more graduates in the making, Rolene is here for you. She's a recipient of GM's highest salesman honor, the Mark of Excellence Award winner, meaning she provides you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, your Rich County representative. Ryan Steineckert with Drew Moldenauer, one of the Rich Rebel cross-country team members. Drew, thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thank you.
Your junior year, have you done cross-country in the past?
Yeah, I did it freshman and sophomore year.
How did you compete, or how did you do at state the last couple of years?
So I didn't go to state as a freshman, but as a sophomore I went to state, and I probably got 47th out of 150.
Not bad. Top third?
Yep.
You have goals to do better than that this year?
Yeah, so I was at low 20s for that. So this year I want to get in like the low 19s.
Do you know what time you need to be at to get in that range? Like how fast you need to run to finish in the top 15 or 20?
Yeah, so you're probably going to be looking at about a 6:15, 6:20 average mile.
Do you keep track of that day to day, and you're trying to improve? And do you know where you're at now on your average mile?
Yeah, so I'm probably going to be looking at like a low 20, so I'm getting there. So.
Do you have a few different routes that you run around town, or how do you keep it a little more interesting than just circles?
So we have just a couple different courses that we do. There's one up by the sawmill, and then there's one that we just different courses for each day. So.
Are they all like the 5K? Isn't that what the state meet is, or how long is the state meet?
It's a 5K, so 3.1 or whatever that is. And then the other day we ran 6 miles on Wednesday, and so just kind of expand from there.
Does that just running 6 miles make the 3.1 feel a lot easier?
Yeah. It just makes your storage a lot more full.
How do you like Mr. Worthland, new head coach here at Rich High School?
He's pretty good. He's pretty young. He's still learning. So are we all, but he's pretty good.
Have you been to any meets, traveled around, and gone and competed anywhere this fall?
Yeah, so I went to Soda Springs, the Cardinal Classic, and for this week I will be going to the Salt Lake Complex.
How'd you do at Soda Springs?
I did pretty good. I got I think it was a high 19s, so.
Cool. What do you like about running and competing in cross country?
I just like it because I guess it's good what I'm good at, so that's why I do it.
Drew Moldenauer, junior at Rich High School, member of the cross-country team. Good luck continuing your training, and looking forward to state.
All right, thank you.
Thanks so much, Drew. That's Drew Moldenauer at Rich High School. This has been the Rebel Sports Update, brought to you by Reese Land and Livestock, Northeast Utah's premier brand. Stay tuned. We'll take one more quick break, and coming up on the Epic Recreation postgame show, we'll take a quick look ahead on the Roundup calendar. This is Rich Rebel Football on Rebel Radio. Final score 26-0 Parowan with the win. We'll be back after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Make this winter epic when you rent from Epic Recreation in Garden City, Utah. We rent cabins, snowmobiles, snowcat razors, snow tire bicycles, snowshoes, and more. Thank goodness winter is long, because at Bear Lake, we make it epic. Call us today and book your epic adventure at Bear Lake. Recreation and lodging packages available year-round. Call Epic Recreation today or book online at epicrecreation.net.
Welcome back to the Epic Recreation Sports, Epic Recreation post-game show. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. Visit epicrecreation.net for rentals in Bear Lake. Time to take a look ahead at Rich County sports and activities here on the post-game show. And we start with tomorrow. The Rich Rodeo Club is at the Cedar Rodeo. Events begin at 9 a.m. Also tomorrow morning, Middle School Royals volleyball team is at Lyman with matches beginning at 9 a.m. And the Lyman football team, middle school football team, is at Rich Middle School. Games begin at 10 tomorrow morning there in Laketown. Also tomorrow, this is our next broadcast of Rich Rebel Sports, is the Rebel volleyball team taking on the Tabiona Tigers back in Region 22 play. Rebels 1-0 against Tabby so far this season, looking to make it another clean sweep of Tabby. Freshmen start at 2, JV at 3, and varsity at 4 our pregame starts at 3:40 right here on KADQ FM 98.3 and also on mylocalradio.com. Now, when I say 3:40, that could mean 4 or 4:15 because it all depends on how quickly those JV and freshman matches go. But we'll plan on about 3:40 for our pregame tomorrow afternoon right here from Rich High School and on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. Looking ahead quickly to next week, Thursday, September 28th, picture retakes. Rich Rebel, or the middle school Royals football team, is hosting Star Valley at 4. And then Friday, volleyball team is at Intermountain Christian. The Rebel football team is at Kanab, and so we'll be down in Kanab to bring you the football game, so you can make that short trip to Intermountain Christian and watch the volleyball team, and then check out the football game on mylocalradio.com. Also next Friday, Richmond Middle School Royals volleyball team takes on Manila. Then Saturday, the middle school team's in action, volleyball at Big Pinedale at 10:30, and the football team at Kemmer with games beginning at 10 a.m. That takes us through the rest of next week and the rest of September. Hard to believe we're already coming up on the end of September. Also should mention tomorrow night, University of Wyoming football hosts the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. That's tomorrow night at War Memorial Stadium, and pregame is at 7:15. Kickoff is at 8:15. You can listen live to Dave Walsh and Kevin McKinney right here on KADQ FM 98.3, The Wildlife. So tomorrow we've got Rich Rebel volleyball at 3:40 pregame, and then Wyoming football 7:15 pregame. Also, if you're interested in Evanston Red Devil volleyball or football team pregame show starts on our sister station KNYN 99.1, the Big Dog in Country. Starts with Jake Hibbard on the mic in about 5 minutes. As Evanston Red Devils play up at Powell against the Panthers in what Jake is calling probably a must-win game. As you've got to finish in the top 4 out of 7 teams in the West Conference, and Evanston needs a win to get those wins coming, to get to work toward that 4th place or better finish. So that's coming up today on the Wildlife, or on the Big Dog. Pregame with Jake on our sister station 99.1 FM, and you can watch live at mylocalradio.com. Pregame starts in about 5 minutes. Again, Rebel volleyball tomorrow, our pregame at 3:40, and then Wyoming football tomorrow night, pregame at 7:15. Well, that's going to do it for our post-game show, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net. For tonight's videographer, Rob Leifson, and my producer back in the studio, Kate Bullender. Again, our final score from Rich High School, Parowan with the win, 26-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. I'm Ryan STEINECKERT. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon with Rich Rebel volleyball here on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. Talk with you again soon tomorrow.
You've been tuned in to Rich High School Rebel football on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's game has been brought to you by these Rebels supporting businesses and individuals: Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, Edwards Furniture in Logan, the Wind River Hotel and Casino of Riverton, Wyoming, Westar Printing in Evanston, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, T-Bar S Body Shop Technoglass of Evanston, and by mylocalradio.com. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder.
Our executive producer is Val Cook. We thank our office manager, Kayleen Anderson, and also our sales manager, Julie Burley, along with KNYN sports director, Jake Hibbard, chief photographer, Warren Cook, and production assistants, Kate Bullender and A.J. Lamb. Biggest thanks to all of our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit mylocalradio.com for archived games and past interviews with Rebel players and coaches. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ FM 98.3 and online at mylocalradio.com. Until the next time the Rich High football team takes the field, go Rebels!